I sold my soul to the bottle till none of my friends have left me yet. I'm the same man I was since the age of 13, and I've lived my life with no regrets. If you're looking for some freedom, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum. If you're looking for rhyme or reason, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum.
Oh man, we are live. It is the last party of the weekend. I am your host, Chris Burnett, and this is 10 Drink Minimum, sponsored by the Topo Chico Seltzer. Yum.
It is good, but
yeah.
Yeah.
Is it that good though?
yeah.
Yeah, it is.
And we have Holly Ann Bird.
I'm also drinking Topo Chico.
And we have Smiley in the house.
Hey, I'm back.
The devil Smiley. Look at him.
Aw, really brings out my eyes.
Well, you were replaced last week. Did you see that?
I did. I did.
Carrie was sitting in. I need to turn you down because I had to turn her up.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I was pleasantly surprised. I was like, oh, good.
Do you want the devil red or do you want some other color?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
I like it.
Okay.
It matches.
And you can find Smiley at
sunglasses.
the talking hours.
Oh, it says that, right?
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I didn't change that one. I changed like the other one. Let's see if I can.
They're good though, so they deserve all
Yeah.
the promotion in the
You
world.
might move that mic closer to you.
I was just trying not to.
Yeah. Let's see. There you go. There you
Perfect.
go. Yeah. So I've got to change that. So we did just like at Dry Heat this weekend. There's a pop in the studio today. We have Kelly and we have Sarah from Dry Heat Comedy with us.
Oh hey,
Woo, yum.
I got that. Yeah.
Chris lied to me.
I did.
we're
Well,
just Dry Heat Comedy, by the way, for our Instagram.
it doesn't
Some
matter.
people
It's
don't
okay.
find
Is it? Oh, is it this? Oh, whoops.
Oh,
I was trying.
oh,
What is it?
Just Dry Heat Comedy.
Oh.
no,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh
Well.
God, I'm so sunburned. I have been. We went to the Savannah Bananas. We've been outside, but my entire face has just been like facing the sun for like 7 straight days. So
which is a big deal because usually you are like as pale as a sheet.
I'm an indoor cat. Yeah.
Yeah. Sarah's a vampire. I am too. I feel like most comedians are indoor cats for the most part. But I have also been outside. I couldn't match my makeup today. It's been at my wedding.
Me either.
Last week.
I couldn't match my
Yeah.
makeup either. I was like, son of a bitch, my makeup.
You know what, Chris?
No. Some guy actually said last night, I heard this, and I thought it was the dumbest thing I'd heard in a long time. He goes, I get up and I can get ready for work and be at work in 20 minutes. So she needs like an hour and a half. I don't know why. And I was like,
She washes her body.
yeah. she's not a man? I don't know. Yeah.
Hygiene is a
Right.
thing.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Wait, it sounded like you mentioned something, Holly. I don't know.
Yeah, Holly has some
Oh, hold
big
on.
news.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
Do we want to get right into that? Are we going to just fire right into that?
into my marriage or
Oh, you're talking about your marriage?
or were you talking about the pop-in?
Let's go in the marriage, yeah.
Yeah, I think you know.
Yeah. We kind of mentioned it last. I got married.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm still trying to decide if I want to publicly change my last name.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
I don't know though.
What would be the last name? Can you say?
Larson?
Interesting.
Yeah, it's way better than my current. It also takes like a lot to change her name, and I said I was never gonna do it again
Yeah.
because it's awful. But I do not want my ex-husband's last name anymore.
Oh, okay.
My government name.
Your government name?
Yeah,
your Venmo name.
my Venmo name.
Is that what they?
my
Oh
my
man.
Cash App name. My
Oh wow.
wherever you send me money, I'm always like, hey, just so you know.
You're all, I don't want at Dollar Playa as my name anymore. I am no longer that.
Mrs. Dollar Playa. Thank you.
69, 420.
Right.
I did get married on 420, and I have to say, before we move on from that,
Oh, yeah.
so many people have been like, why did you choose 420?
Well, so, Holly, why did you choose Hitler's birthday as the day you guys get married? That's where I take it. See?
Yeah, well, so I conned,
Easy to remember.
I conned Hamster into dating me on 420 5 years ago.
With a bag of weed and some hard liquor?
No, I told him that he either was going to be my boyfriend or he could never talk to me again, and that's what happened. And now we're still together. So
Man, see, that's what I need someone to tell me.
There's some hard lines to draw around.
And it's funny because, like, if knowing me, they'll be like, you either need to be my boyfriend or we'll never talk again. And then they'll be like, why don't you talk to so-and-so anymore? I'll be like, she said I couldn't.
I'm just following the rules of the agreement.
Yeah, we had an agreement.
consent is important.
Right.
And so on the Monday before I got married, we were at dinner with our children, and I jokingly was like, oh, our anniversary is on Saturday, and it's the same backwards as it is forwards this year.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
And we should, jokingly, I was like, we should have planned a wedding. And he was like, let's do it. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
I didn't hear this
Okay.
part of the story.
yeah. And then Danny, our oldest, overheard it, and she's been waiting for years now.
Danny's like, what, 8?
8.
So years.
Well, she's been waiting since she was 5.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
So 3 years.
And I wanted to get married in inflatable T-Rex costumes.
It's very good.
As one does, romantic.
And
Yeah.
Danny said no. And she said it was her wedding, and I was going to wear a dress like a normal human being.
I like how it was her wedding.
Yeah, no, it was not my wedding. It was for her. We weren't going to invite even my mother. And then Danny was like, you can't do that.
That's very
So,
sweet.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it snowballed.
the queen of proprietary. Like,
Yeah.
So then you got married like in the bosque. And someone's like, wow, how much did that cost to rent it out? I was like, oh no, we just like went over there. Does that look good?
Yeah.
Literally what happened. Yeah.
Yeah, and I had Kurt Fletcher officiate.
Yeah.
I
So
literally
it was a short ceremony.
Yeah, I told Kurt. Kurt was
One-liners.
like, "What do you want me to do?" I said, "I want a Kurt Fletcher wedding," which means short, funny, and over. And
What-
it was 2 minutes long.
One of those classic Kurt Fletcher weddings.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know.
You just got fletched.
you just got fletched.
Just fletched with a bunch of cans. hanging
Cans.
out there.
Yeah.
Oh,
He did dress up though, which
yeah.
was cute.
Aw.
I think he was more dressed up than I was. Honestly, he had like a tie.
Did he? I don't remember that.
I
You
think he
didn't have a
did.
tie, Holly?
No,
No,
she had a
with your
T-Rex
dress?
costume. We talked about
Oh.
that.
No. She was going to.
I
was
had
going to.
I had my stunt driver T-shirt on, and I was wearing a suit jacket, and stunt driver saw the picture,
Oh,
and she loved it. She was like, "Oh my god!" Like she actually commented on the picture. I was like, "That's cool."
Well, under the jacket, it just looks like Unt Riv.
Right.
But,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
She knew.
She knew what it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I have been getting a lot of people that were upset that they didn't get invited, and it was just a spur of the moment kind of deal.
I know who got invited. Me.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I was there too.
I've been so uninvited to so many weddings that I was fine. If y'all wouldn't have got invited to your wedding, we would have been done.
Well, I guess this is our cue to say Danny can no longer be mad at us
Yes.
for,
And I
for
did,
not getting invited to our wedding.
Oh, Danny, by the way, has had beef with Sarah and Kelly for
Oh.
years because they chose I was fine with it, like not to have children at their wedding, which is fine. Apparently, Danny has carried that grudge because she was like, "Are you inviting Sarah and Kelly?"
oof.
And I said,
Are you
"Well,
serious?
yeah, I'm going to invite them." And she's like,
No. It's okay. We still love you and Danny dearly.
So you don't want children at your wedding, but you want children downtown.
The problem is we also had a wedding at a almost like you could argue a children's space.
Yeah.
In our big our big
"Yeah."
Where was it at?
electric playhouse,
Yeah.
which is the
Oh.
discovery
Yeah.
zone of
It
now.
would have been
Yeah.
crazy if there were kids there, though, because they would have been running everywhere.
And we did like La Marcha and stuff. They would have been like run over. Like it wouldn't have
Yeah.
like.
I got run over. Your dad saved me. I think your dad. I don't know. I was
I'm
really
certain.
drunk.
Lyle.
That sounds like a Lyle thing to do.
Yeah.
No, we are not upset.
yeah.
I just wanted to put it out there because I know that there was a grudge, so now
Oh.
we should be even.
We're even.
Well-
Even Stevens. But
we're
you
back
guys
to
were.
zero.
You guys were invited.
Yes, we were. Yeah.
You know.
Oh, okay.
I was like, of course.
I thought you guys
Why
just
wouldn't
skipped it. You're like, nah.
No, it was not that at all.
No. Uh,
Because when I said I was going to go, she's like, you will? I was like, why would I not go?
Oh,
well, I was like, there's, this is short notice. Usually people send out wedding invitations, I don't know, like a year ahead of time or something. I was like, tomorrow.
See, that's too much. That's big wedding trying to push you into like paying for a bunch of shit.
That's the not.com trying
Right,
to like.
right.
big wedding is real though. They
Oh,
will.
yeah.
They
Fuck
will.
yeah.
They'll be like, oh wait, this is for a wedding. It's 5 times as
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
much. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Which sometimes I think that's justified.
Well,
some of the people,
yeah.
you know, I've watched that Bridezilla show.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had a big wedding the first time around,
Yeah.
and we all know how that went. So I was like, you know what? Let's not do that.
I just want to do the drive-through thing in Vegas, like
Do
Lenny
it.
Kravitz or something.
Oh,
right?
don't do the drive-through one though. Do the walk-through one. Like you
Oh,
can do it
yeah.
at the like Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Fucking A. See, that's what I'm talking
Taco
about.
Bell
Yeah.
wedding.
I mean, I got to find somebody that will do the Taco Bell wedding, but you know.
Yeah, well, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure in Vegas, like, there's a bunch of people who'd be like, let's do it.
See, that'll be the thing. I'll be all, like on the first day, I'll be all, so how do you feel about Taco Bell?
I love it.
We'll start right there.
¿Tú quieres or no?
Yeah.
Then we'll go to step 2. What about the drive-through? at Taco Bell?
You're just gonna be like a hair metal artist.
How do you feel about Lenny Kravitz? Yeah, this is how it's going to be all show, everybody.
Yeah.
Literally the whole show. But yeah, Taco Bell. I didn't know there was a Taco Bell, and that sounds
Yeah.
fantastic. Well, hold on a minute.
Taco
I kind of want to know a little more about this now. Do you get a bean and cheesy rice burrito with the
okay.
wedding, or
There is a wedding package at
Oh.
the Taco Bell chapel.
okay?
Let me just find it out right now. Sorry.
Is the chapel one of the Taco Bells that you can buy drinks at? Or
Oh.
is it like a Taco Bell
Oh, it's
cantina?
fully a cantina, and I
Okay.
believe you can be officiated by Taco Belvis. But I just need,
Oh my God! Everything you're saying, I'm in.
now so upset I got married in the Bosque and
Hey.
didn't get married by Taco Belvis.
Here's the
Yeah.
thing about weddings. You can always do vow renewals.
We can.
Man.
This is what I've been saying to myself.
I'm loving every bit of this.
Oh, what? Look, okay. Number one, that's actually like a stunning
Wow.
tableau.
Taco Belvis.
It says marriage is on the,
The
menu.
wedding package, yeah. Everything you need to know about tying the knot at Taco Bell.
Okay.
Here's what you get. You get a custom Taco Bell wedding merchandise, which includes a sauce packet, garter, and bow tie.
Wow.
You get a cake, like a Cinnabon Delights cake, and then a taco party pack.
You get a taco party pack.
It's a party.
You get a little bouquet that's made out of like a sauce packets.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I mean it's all it. You can make it happen. Just
You can make all your Taco Bell dreams come true, Chris. I used a bit. So my ex
Taco Belvis.
that I had, I had an ex, I'm not going to say who right after we dated, he married a girl at Taco Bell. And I used to do this bit about how low I had gotten that I was jealous of his Taco Bell wedding. But now that I hear that you can get married by Taco Belvis,
Right.
I may have made up Taco Belvis, but I will show up in Vegas.
if they don't use that, if you don't pitch them Taco Belvis
Right.
and become a millionaire, I'm going to be disappointed.
I need Taco Bellis to just be the Yakira Taco Bell dog.
Oh
my
As Elvis.
That dog
See,
is long dead. I'm
You
not
talked.
gonna-
You talked about the party pack, right? Man, I remember like when in the early 2000s we went on spring break, a bunch of us to Panama City, and I swear to God, we lived off of the Taco Bell party pack.
Yeah.
We would stop into town and get that in for the car, and then just keep going. Look at that.
I
The
lived off
wedding package is $777.
That's it.
Oh yeah, and it comes with a taco party pack. So
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing.
I like the garter and bow tie.
yeah,
I know, man. Come on.
You have to have at least one guest.
You
as a
have to
witness.
have
Yeah.
at least one
Well,
guest?
they
And
have
you
to be a witness.
It has to be booked for at least 4 hours, or at least 4 hours ahead of time.
That's all?
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to bring your own marriage license. You can have up to 25 guests, but it's only a 12-pack of tacos, so split it.
Well, they want you to bring more people so you can get more party packs.
You need all the party
Can
packs.
someone else pitch in? We need more party packs.
And it is non-refundable.
Fuck.
Oh,
So here's the way I look at it. I worked at like a Pizza Hut, and whenever there was like a birthday party that they like gave you last minute, you know, everybody's like, son of a, they're like, you have to go get the cake and thaw it out and all that shit. So like at the Taco Bell, they're like, fuck, we had a last minute wedding, and they're like, shit.
we have to make a packet
Go
bouquet.
poke Taco Belvis with a stick.
Yeah, go. No, they're like,
Wake up, Taco Belvis.
yeah, they're all, where's Taco Belvis? He's sleeping. Well, wake him up. It's all Pulp Fiction style.
He takes like a bump of cocaine. He's ready to go.
I was actually thinking of
It's your special day.
so I was weirdly thinking about the Gimp from Pulp Fiction the other day. Does the Gimp just sleep in that wooden box all the time?
I think
Like that
so.
guy's gonna have some really bad problems if he gets older, you know?
I think that's going to be the least of his worries.
Gimp isn't like a long-term gig.
Yeah, maybe not. He's sleeping. Like, how you sleep in a box like that with a chain around your neck? I don't know. These are
He
things I
asked
think
for
of.
it. He paid money for it.
Oh, probably. These are things I think of. Like, I'm like, that guy sleeps there all the time. That's a rough bed.
I'm just stuck on the idea that, like, a Taco Bell wedding,
Yeah.
presided over by Taco Belvis, might lead to a child named Belvis.
Oh my
Really
god.
Man.
Just Belvis.
Oh man.
Belvis.
Or
Belvis Larson.
This Belvis Jr. We're a Taco Bell wedding family.
this is Cheeserito. And then that's Quesadilla over there.
Oh my god. Kelly, you were talking about the Taco Bell Chihuahua thing.
Yeah.
Danny, a couple years ago, found my collection of the Taco Bell dog stuffed animals that when you squeezed them, he said, you'll get
Okay,
a Taco
I
Bell.
Oh, I remember that.
And I was obsessed with that little dog.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And so my family would all buy me those little stuffed animal things. Danny was like, I'm sorry, what is this? And I was like, what's a Taco Bell dog? And she was like, they don't even let you bring dogs in Taco Bell.
Right.
Oh,
And then she looked at Mitchell, my dog, and she goes, Mitchell's a better Taco Bell dog.
Oh,
And I
how
was
dare
like,
you?
Really? And she goes, I think we should tell Taco Bell that Mitchell is the new Taco Bell dog.
They should have that contest, right?
Yeah.
I was thinking of this, like, where the fuck is that voice actor? I've never seen them at a Comic Con.
he's the guy from Reno 911.
Oh, I didn't
It's
know
Officer
that.
Garcia.
I want to see that, like, where they're at the Comic Con. They're like, Officer Garcia from Reno 911 and the Taco Bell dog.
I think I'd be more excited. I love Reno 911, but I'd
I
be
didn't know that was
more
him.
excited for the Taco Bell dog. He was so cute.
And he'd have to do the voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quiero Taco Bell. That would be dope, man. Interesting. The girl at the El Paso Comic Con, the lady who was a big hit was the lady who does Cartman in Spanish.
Oh,
that was
cool.
It was very funny. It was like, and one of the other voice actors was like, "Can you do the Cartman again?"
So cute.
I think that's a cool thing to do. Like, if you are a voice actor from a different country, to like
Yeah.
show up to the cons in America and be like,
Yeah.
I'm the one who does.
Well, there was a bunch like they were bilingual Latino. Like they do. Well, I mean, you got to think though too. Like regular voice actors doing anime. That's actually foreign.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then the one guy actually was like, he's like, I started when they called it Japanime, and I was like, I don't think you can say that anymore.
Yeah, Mark, that guy that he did a drop in at Dry
Yeah,
Heat.
Mark Britton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he's always at all those cons and stuff, but it's
Yeah.
like it's so cool for him to just kind of be like, it used to be called Japanime. Like
Yeah. He-
I only have marks.
that guy hooked me up. Did I tell you that he hooked me up? Like the second day
and there's Taco Bell.
in this, dude, that would have been the shit. No, we got there late on Friday, and so whoever was supposed to give us stuff wasn't there. So Ming was like, he needs a pass, and so they just gave me a weekend pass.
Oh.
They didn't give me the
Yeah.
guest pass right away, and so I didn't think about it till Ming like left, because Ming's like, I'm gonna go ahead and head over there because Ming's a fucking robot and he does not get hangovers and he functions unlike any human being I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's startling.
It's startling.
He's always ready to
And
go.
I'm like dragging myself out of bed like I'm like buried in concrete. I'm like, yeah, all right. So I walk over there and I forget like this is an event that people go to and there's a fucking line like a mile and a half of kids like decked out in the hottest clothing you can imagine, like, and I'm like, shit, I've got to wait till this line dies down because I have that pass. And he walks out, and I was like, hey, what's up? And he's like, how are you? And I was like, good. I'm hungover. I'm waiting for this line because I don't have the guest pass. And he goes, oh, just come in with me.
Yeah.
And he walks there with me, and I'm like, you can tell him I'm with Bing, and I'm going on, because I'm like hungover, and so we walk up, he goes like, okay, he goes, this guy's my assistant, and he looks at me, he goes, I figured that was easier. I was like, you were right.
Yeah. Mark, I mean, it was so cool that he wanted to do a drop in during Comic-Con because like he like. I don't know. The crowd went wild. Like, and
Really?
also, like, I mean, he really was kind of like the kickoff of all the drop-ins that we've had recently. Like,
oh, okay.
And he kind of like created the thing of like,
Yeah.
you never know who's gonna come in, and it might be 7 voices from Dragon Ball Z. Or
Oh, that's right.
So.
Yeah, he did like 7 voices, and he's made more money off of it than he ever made when he did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they were paying him like $50 an hour, and he's like, and I would just do like 2 hours a week. It sucked, and I was like. He's like, I can't do this. And now he's like, fucking, I mean, I'm sure he does. He did pretty well. I think he did this pretty well.
We're a Dragon Ball Z family, and Hamster lost his fucking mind.
You can
when
get
he
married
saw
at the
that.
Dragon Balls. I'm just kidding.
No,
The
I'm
Dragon
not.
Ball Zuckerbo.
I mean, eventually, I'm probably gonna have to give Hamster a Dragon Ball Z wedding of his dreams. That or Naruto.
It'll take
You're gonna
25
have to invite
episodes that you can just like build up and create like energy for. And don't worry
There's
about it.
whole episodes where the guy is just building up his energy to be a Super Saiyan.
Those are my
Yeah.
favorite.
I'm like,
They honestly are.
is this all he's gonna do the whole time? And Jason's like, how dare you?
Yeah.
See, and then I meet those people
Building
at the cons,
suspense.
and they'll tell me what I'm doing, and my face just glosses over, and I'm like, cool. And they're like, have you seen it? I'm like, no. So you have a chainsaw for a head? And they're like, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
okay.
I mean, that's pretty cool.
yeah.
I like it.
Is that you watch that? I've never seen.
I've never seen it.
It sounds like a
no.
mistranslation of Evil Dead.
No, there's
Right.
no, it's a
That's a chainsaw for a head? Hand? Yep.
it's a character.
It comes out of his arms too. It's 3 chainsaws. I think the name of the
sweet.
character is just Chainsaw Head Man,
Man,
right?
yeah, that's
that-
really it. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Chainsaw Head Man.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's easy, you
And
know.
he can also get married at any Taco Bell.
Right.
That's his good day.
By Taco Bell. This.
Like,
Yeah.
do you Chainsaw Headman? And he's like,
No. He's like, "Row, row, 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 row." just like the Jackal song.
I guess it would just have to be like, rah, rah.
Good.
Duke City Warrior, we're all doing well.
Yeah.
How are you doing? Oh, that's good.
Speaking of drop-ins,
Right?
Yeah, man.
I want to tell you that I'm pretty sure I shit a chicken this weekend.
And it laid an egg.
Yeah.
Oof.
Oh, so it was nuts. But I have to tell you, there's a very short list of famous people that I will freak out about, and you had one of them on Friday. And I saw him walk in the room, and literally my butt fell out.
I looked over at her face, and it looked like she'd like literally like.
Seen a ghost or
Yeah.
something.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I was like, so this, can I say who it was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Mark
He's
Maron came to Dry Heat,
Mm-hmm.
and I went,
Bonkers.
and Tig Notaro and Mark Maron are like my 2
Same.
If Tig,
heroes.
if Tig came, we would both just
Oh,
perish.
I would die. I interviewed Tig once, and it did not go well.
Oh, well.
My
She's not an easy interview.
well,
so, you
well
know.
the interview, she was great.
Yeah.
What happened was my boyfriend at the time wanted to surprise me with
The
interviewing
magician.
the magician. He was like, "Oh,
He
you
made Tig disappear. Oh,
oh
no.
my god!" We did a little podcasty thing, and he was like, "Oh, we have an interview, and you're gonna take the lead on it." And we did them over the phone, and I heard her voice, and all I could get out was, "Hi, Tig."
Oh.
Dang.
And I was like, next time, maybe that you have my hero on, like,
Right.
maybe let me prepare a little. But she was great. But Mark Maron is the reason that I felt okay to talk about cancer when I had cancer and like my dark stuff. And I had like, I was like, don't be, I got to shake his hand. And I had
soft hands.
very soft hands.
Man.
Very soft voice also when
Oh, yeah.
but I was like,
Nice guy.
I'm not going to just vomit like, you're my hero and you're the only reason I do comedy the way I do comedy. So all I could get out was, you were amazing. And he was like, thank you.
I really enjoyed watching the comedians around. It's funny to be, but yeah.
I am never starstruck
Yeah.
unless I'm extremely starstruck.
Yeah.
This is one of those weekends where I was extremely starstruck.
That's exactly how I am. But I love him, but like I don't, but like I'm like you.
Yeah.
Like, so I had no issue talking to him, like not at all.
Oh, I had I kept trying to be like, absolutely, anything you need, whatever. And then the second I'd walk away from him, I'd be like, oh. Every time. And then he would just like smile and be like so charming and walk away. And I'd be like, I think I'm going to faint.
Yeah.
Every time he looks this way, I cannot, I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
Low-key, that's why I'm at Dry Heat, just in case we have famous comedians.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm just like, hello, hi. You're Mark, I'm Kelly. It's so nice to meet you.
Yeah.
We could just be two people.
okay, so he emailed us and was like, hey, I'm a comedian from Albuquerque.
Yeah.
No, that's what he said.
Wait, you gotta show her the actual.
I'll tell you.
I mean,
Okay.
he's not wrong.
No, he was like, I'm a comedian from Albuquerque. I'm going to be in town. Can I get up? And we were like, yeah, we got what?
Well,
What
first
actually happened, yeah.
is that he got our autoresponder, which is what like keeps like people we don't know or we can't really get to out of our inbox.
It's just like, hi,
Hey,
form
they don't
letter.
really- they don't
Here's
really
what to
book
do
from
in
this
lots
email
of different
anymore. Yeah,
situations.
blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then he wrote back to it and like, oh, okay. We were like, maybe just like show up and say hi. And we were like, and so like I immediately wrote back and I was like, oh God, Mark, it seems like maybe you got our autoresponder. Like, no. We got shows these days. Like, come through. Like whatever, whenever you need, whatever you want. And he was like, great, I'll be there both days.
Yeah.
And we were like, whew.
And then and then the moment like I'm sitting there and I'm looking at her, she's talking, and then all of a sudden she just freezes and just like,
Because he walked in the door like he's not Mark Maron.
No. But he looks exactly
Yes.
like Mark Maron. Like
Yep.
he like sometimes you see people in real life that you're like,
That's
what?
what I expected.
Like,
yeah.
Not
Yeah.
him.
he
No.
looks exactly like Mark Maron.
Like the other person that we saw this weekend did
Which
not
I'll
look. Yeah.
yeah. So I'll explain that a little bit later too. But so yeah.
Oh, but so I was like talking to Chris. Chris had his back to the door.
yeah.
Mid sentence, I was like, "Oh, that guy kind of looks like my." Oh my
Oh
god!
Yeah.
my God.
And I just was like, "Don't be weird. Don't be weird.
just
He
froze
can
up.
see you." And then Chris is like, "What's the matter?" And I go, "Look." And he's like, "Oh." And I was just like, "He's in the same room as me."
Yeah.
And then he sat with the other comedians
He
like
sat
a
in
normal.
the peanut gallery, like in the back.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And I
And
was
then-
just like, "Oh my god."
And then you guys went and moved him. You're like, hey, we have a seat over here.
Yeah, I
Well,
told
we're-
him I was whatever. I'm just around to be like a person mover, I think.
Yeah.
We need a Kelly though. That's not like
Yeah.
we are not worthy.
Well, but this is the thing though. I mean, Sarah saw me we went to a reading by one of my favorite authors named Stephen Graham Jones, and like with authors, I'm the same. I'm like, "Bleh," you know, what I mean? I saw him and I was like, "You're like one of my favorite writers. I learned something from everything you write. Anyway, hi, hello." Like, yeah, but with comedians, I'm like, "Hi, yes, respect. Can you please move? We have audience members that need to fill the seats." And he was like, "Oh, absolutely, no problem." And I was like, "I'm so sorry." And he was like, "Not a problem at all." And then he just scooted over.
Yeah.
And then he sat by June Opal,
Yeah.
who is a new comic.
Yeah,
great.
She's fantastic.
But
She probably freaked out.
last night she told me, she was like, when he sat next to her, she was like, I was trying really hard not to be like a fangirl. And so I was like, oh, you can sit right here. And he was like, thank you. And she was like, the chair suits you. And he was like, thank you. And she was like, it really matches you. And he was like, I match the chair. And she was like, yeah.
How did you guys figure out? Like, did he say, "Hey, I'm not gonna go last. I want to go with them"?
So the same thing happened with Jim Jeffries a couple
Yeah.
weeks ago. So our plan, and this is always what we've done, even in New York or whatever, whenever there's somebody big who wants to drop in, the key is build a lineup that's going to be like a regular show as if they weren't even going to be there.
Right.
And then when they come, be like, you go whenever you want, and we'll just like squeeze you in. And Jim Jeffries wanted to go like right away. So we like kicked off the show and he like went first and then he left. And we were like, great, fantastic.
Mark
Happy to have you.
Norman went at the very end.
Yeah, Mark McNorman went at the very, very end because we just grabbed him and we were able to like bring him over to the venue. with Mark Maron, I kind of thought, oh, he'll want to go up first. He's like, it's late at night. He'll want to go home and go to bed. And then he was just like, I don't want to go first. I guess maybe I'll go like, I don't know, third. And we were like,
Yeah.
No problem. And then we'd also booked Trip Stilnicki on the show because Trip was supposed to open for Mark when he was at the chemo a couple of months ago. And then he got bumped for like whatever reason.
Oh.
And it like
Literally, as soon as Mark confirmed, we wrote Trip and we were like, we
you were
are
on the show.
praying that you are free.
Over here right now because like you're not getting bumped this time, buddy. So our lineup backstage looked like comedian, and then we had like a wavy line, and then it was like Mark Maron, Infinite Time. He can go as long as he wants to, and then it's like Trip Stilnicki
Immediately
follow. They have to go back to back.
Oh, you made him go after.
Yes.
Oh, I thought. Oh,
and so we were like, wherever this is in the lineup, they are together. It's dependent on when Mark wants to go.
Okay, because I was like, I felt bad. I was like, who's gonna go after him? That sucks.
And he handled it so well.
Fucking
He
A.
Murdered. Yeah.
He did
I
a
would
really
have
good job.
died.
Murdered it. Yeah. I was felt bad for him, and then I didn't realize you guys did that. Yeah. Okay.
No, it was
Yeah.
like just like they are a pair tonight.
Okay.
And so
Yeah.
it was cool. And so then the next night we were like, oh, well, we know he likes to go third, so we put him third again. And then we just kind of stacked the lineup around him. And we already had like a headliner coming in from LA. His name is Jake Flores, and he's fantastic. And he, so we just were like,
Hey, heads up.
just want to let you know. We kind of thought it was a bonus. Mark Maron's going to come on doing your show. And then so we, on the lineup, it said like, Tyler, host, 8 minutes. 2 people, 5 minutes. Mark Maron, infinite. And then it was like 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. And then Jake Flores, 20 minutes? Question mark.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go longer if you
Yeah.
want
Yeah,
to,
yeah.
but like, and we're paying you and we put you up. But at the same time, it's like, well, I mean, you pick.
Yeah. That was crazy, man. And then like afterwards, well, I wasn't there last night, but the first night he just hung out. Like, he was hanging out. He was walking around, and he was like it was really weird. Everybody was afraid of him, and he just kind of wanted to like chat a little bit. And so I talked shit to him.
Yeah.
Oh my
Because
god.
that's what I do.
Well, you got to talk about like podcasting.
Dude, we
Yeah,
had
right.
we had the coolest conversation about it, and it was fucking weird because it really was like the 7 degrees or 8 degrees of Kevin Bacon, whatever kind of thing. Because I was like, yeah, I've been podcasting 18 years, and when you started doing it, I was like, son of a bitch. And he goes, oh wow, he goes 18 years. He goes, huh? He's like, who was like? He was like Keith and the Girl, and I was like, yep, I loved Keith and the Girl. And he goes, yeah, I did their podcast, and that's why I decided to do this. And I was like, I listened to their podcast, and that's why I decided to do this. I saw them in Dallas the next year, and he was like, yeah. Then he was like, who was that other guy that was in New York? He was like kind of an asshole, and I was like, Red Bar. He's like, no. He's like, that's in Chicago.
Howard Stern.
No. And he was like, what was that show? And I was like, Nobody Likes Onions. And he goes, yep. And I was like, Patrick Melton. And I told him, I go, yeah, I emailed him one time. He printed it out and ripped it up on air. And he laughs. He goes, yeah, they were all kind of shock jockeys, all stupid. And it was really weird because I was just like, how fucking weird is it that it's like kind of the same, it was weird. But I wasn't Mark Maron, so, it was just like a weird conversation. And then he's like, where do you do it? I was like, about a mile that way. I have a studio behind my house. He's like, cool. And that's about it. I was like,
No, Chris comes out and he goes, did you talk to him? And I was like, I shook his hand, and then I couldn't. And then he's like, oh, I talked shit to him. And I was like, you did what?
yeah.
Why would you do
He's
that?
a comedian. Like, isn't that like how it goes? Yeah.
Not him.
Yeah.
Steph followed him immediately last night.
Oh.
And he got on stage and he was like, fucking Marin, how am I supposed to do anything but bomb up here? But yeah, no,
How
he did well.
did he do well last
Yeah,
night?
he did.
Change the camera and I'll tell you a story. Okay, so here's what happened last night. He did great. He did the first set that he did on Friday, but then he added extra stuff to it, and he like really kind of like felt comfy on stage and like really like went for it.
Yeah.
I will say at the beginning of the night,
Oh yeah, this.
he showed up and he was like, "Hey, this is my friend Tim. Do you mind if he watches the show?"
Oh, right.
And we were like, "Yeah, oh yeah, come on in.
problem.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, for sure." And then I looked at him and I was like, "No, there's no way there's no way that this is Tim Heidecker.
Oh my
Right.
god!
Oh my
really?
God.
Yeah.
And it fully truly
was.
was Tim Heidecker.
See, I would have freaked out about Tim Heidecker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have gotten a little nerdy on that one. I'm
Yeah.
like,
And but then like I was like he looks good right now. Like he looks like I don't know. He just looks like younger than he's looked. He looks just really slick. And so I was just like, there's no way, man. This is just Mark's weird Albuquerque friend Tim. And he's just going to be here and sit and watch the show. But then I was like, Kelly, I think this is Tim Heidecker. I really did think it's like.
I was like, so go ask him if he wants
And I was
stage
like,
time.
no, because what if it's not
She
him?
was like, I can't do it. And I was like, okay, I got you.
And so Kelly went and she was like, you do comedy though, don't you want to get? And he was like, not tonight. I'm okay.
He was
I'm
like,
okay,
yes,
I'm okay.
I do stand up, but not tonight.
Yeah.
Have you seen him on like? Do you watch I Think You Should Leave?
Yes.
He's
Oh my
like
God.
some of those sketches he's in are like my favorite ones.
He's incredible. Like,
Yeah.
He's one of those guys that like when I was in New York, all my friends from my startup days were like, we watched Tim and Eric. We cared
yeah.
about like that
Oh,
adult
yeah.
Fuck
twin
yeah.
stuff. And so like the second he walked in, I like messaged all of them and I was like, hi friends. I'm
about to die.
Yeah. I was like, I'm already dying because even talking to Mark Maron is making me feel like I'm going to faint. And then now all of a sudden I'm looking at this man being like, are you the god? Are you the god? And even after Kelly went up and was like, well, if you want to do some time tonight, you can get up and like do it. And he was like, no, that's really nice. Or like, whatever. I even in the middle of the night woke up and I was like, oh, maybe it wasn't him. And then I woke up this morning and I looked up on his Twitter and he looked exactly like how he looked last night. And
Oh,
I was
wow.
like, it was him. I knew it was him.
Yeah.
God dang it. So
It's very wild. Yeah.
I love that sketch he does with where they're doing like the party and they're trying to mime like
Oh, yeah.
and all of his celebrities are like some sort of like blues singer or something. It's so good.
I
so
love
good.
the fake podcast he does where it's supposed to be Rogan,
Yeah.
but it's got like the Fuddruckers.
Yes.
thing.
Yes.
I think he just like takes the piss out of so much
Yeah.
cool stuff, and I don't know, everything about him is, which is why I was like,
Or did you see the one where he's like the main, what's the main guy's name from I Think You Should Leave?
Tim
Tim.
Robinson.
Tim. He's like he has a heart attack and he goes to the doctor.
Yeah.
And it's all about nightclubs.
Yeah.
You're not at the nightclub, are you? He's all no, I'm just masturbating.
yeah,
I love that
So
one.
So this weekend, not to make this entire story sounds like it's about Tim Heidecker, but the real story is that Mark Maron like really truly came through, watched the entire show on Friday, like was so gracious both days.
Yeah.
My parents came Saturday, and like my parents, like when Jim Jeffries came through, they were like, oh, I don't know who
Yeah.
that man is. And I was
Yeah.
like, this is a big deal though. It's a big guy.
Right.
And then when I told my mom, oh, Mark Maron's going to come through, my mom was like, Mark Maron, he interviewed the president.
Right.
He did. And then she was like, well, we'll get tickets right away. And so I was like, okay, so, and
Aw.
even this morning I was in the shower and I was like, if we're going to like keep, this has to break at some point and just become just like regular, we just have regular
Right.
shows.
Yeah.
But like, who would be the absolute like apex, like pop the balloon, like nothing else matters after this?
Jeez.
And I was washing my hair and I was like, Steve Martin.
Steve Martin.
Yes,
Holy
yeah.
shit.
Can you imagine if Tyler is on
Wow.
stage
Oh my
and he's just
God.
like, welcome to the stage, Steve Martin.
Or-
and it's
or-
a banjo and like,
Or what about Martin Short?
I mean,
Yes.
the same.
Yeah.
What if Martin Short and Steve Martin
know.
popped
Together?
in?
Yeah.
That would
Crazy.
be crazy.
Shit, that'd be a big one.
Yeah. So, but
I think we would personally die if Tig or maybe
Oh my
Martin
God.
or
all the
Fortune
people
came.
who are like Mark
Fortune.
Maron level are
Right.
all
Yeah.
mind-blowing people that we would
Yeah.
obviously just like be like, I can't believe this is happening. I can't
Yeah.
believe this is happening. But the only thing that could like go higher than
Like-
that would be like somebody like Carol Burnett.
Yeah.
Like somebody
Oh my
that's just like,
God.
oh,
I just yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I just found out last weekend at my wedding of all places that one of our good friends befriended Carol Burnett because he worked on set of like a show.
oh my gosh.
And he was like, have I ever told you, just very casually, was like, have I ever told you that you're a comedian? Do you know who Carol Burnett is?
Well, she's on that new show on Apple TV.
Yeah.
Palm
really
Royale.
good.
Yeah.
And I think that's the set he was working on. I'm not sure. And he just was like, do you know who Carol Burnett is? And I was like, yes, Chad, I sure do. Why? And you never know with him. Like, he's one of those people that, like, it could either go, like, I hate Carol Burnett, or
Oh.
his story where he, like, befriended her and he convinced her to talk, like, take a photo of him yelling at her for not wearing a mask And he asked her to do that because he was like, I'm not going to yell at Carol Burnett
No.
like in real life.
Yeah.
Right.
And she was just like,
You just gotta pull in your ear.
Oh
actually.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, when I was a
just-
kid, when I was a kid, everyone would ask me if I was related to her.
Oh, right.
Oh,
Of course.
oh,
And I would always go, yeah. Did you see? So she's on that new show, Palm Royale. Did you see her on Kimmel?
No.
Oh, it's so cute. So she has a crush on Channing Tatum.
Oh.
Who doesn't?
So they had Channing Tatum do a video saying happy birthday to her, and she was like, oh my god. And she's 90. 91.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super cute.
That's
and it's
awesome.
and it's amazing because I grew up watching that show, as did so many
yeah,
people.
for sure.
Yeah.
So if she showed up, that'd be cool. What about Chappelle? If Chappelle showed up, would that be big? No.
So this is a conversation that we've had a lot of
Yeah.
times where it's like, Steph has asked me, like, if Chappelle shows up,
Right.
are you going to let him smoke inside? Because he smokes cigarettes.
Yeah.
He always, like, smokes no matter where he's at in a venue. And I've told him very specifically, I don't know if I'd let him perform.
Really?
Like, genuinely, just because it's like,
It's a.
I mean,
Yeah.
and Mark Maron actually had a joke about him last night where he was
Oh.
just like, man, he's like, I don't want to be the kind of comic where you have to like sit around for 15 minutes while I'm figuring out what I want to say.
Yeah.
And I was like, oop. And I know that Chappelle is so many people's goat. Like I know that like for so many comedians, especially right now,
Yeah.
especially because the other ones that otherwise would have been considered the best of all time have been sullied.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like a Sully CK. But like
yeah. That one killed me personally.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
I was like,
Can you
I
imagine
have
if you
to
met
hate
him in real life? It would have been
Oh.
ugh.
Well, he wouldn't kill you. He'd just.
I mean, it depends on the scenario. I mean, if you're in a hotel room and you walk in.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or backstage.
He's gonna make sure to sully you before you can leave.
Yeah,
But like so that's been one of the things where I'm like, I mean, I know that Dave Chappelle is like an incredible mind. He has this unbelievable career behind him, or like whatever. The stuff that our audience likes at Dry Heat doesn't really align with what he talks about
Yeah.
right now. So I don't know, like, I think that, and also we're so small that I don't think we're the best bet for him. Like I think
Right.
that there'd be other places that he can go
Yeah.
that night and scratch that itch for himself,
Sure.
smoke inside, and then also like talk about what he wants to talk about that is not Dry Heat. So
Yeah.
it's like, I mean, he would have to like really come through and us be like,
Yeah. It's a particularly really tough one as like
That is a
queer
tough
business
one.
owners.
What about like
Yeah.
Seinfeld?
Just a tough.
I mean, that's another one too. Where especially this week, he's been like a dick this week.
Yeah.
I'm
Totally.
trying
No
to
way.
like. So I don't. I mean, you're just kind of like you have to like gauge the weather and like,
Here-
figure out if we're a good match for them. or not.
Here's kind of what it boils down to is no matter who you are, if you are a person who is going to be rude to our like front of house staff
Oh no.
or
yeah.
is going to like condescend to people that are like trying to help you,
That's an immediate. No.
it's
Yeah.
pretty much a no for us.
Has that happened before?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Hey,
Once or twice.
I was having a bad day that day. Yeah, whatever, man.
Come on.
I mean, as you
You've got
know,
green room privileges for life.
I
so
didn't
don't
want to
even worry
throw you
about it.
under the bus.
I,
but
and you know
asked.
what? I haven't gone in the green room, and well, I haven't. There's no green room in the new one, right?
It's backstage,
Yeah.
but it's set up exactly like how the green room was in the old.
I've only been back there with Kelly. I haven't gone back since.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt weird. I feel weird doing it. I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
Can I? All right.
You could have.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. But even Mark Maron didn't sit
Yeah.
backstage.
No,
Like,
he did not.
so-
Yeah.
He did go backstage.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
He took a picture. So we used to have a signing wall.
Yeah.
But
Oh, I
because
saw that,
we're
yeah.
in the box, our new like signing wall thing is we have an Instax camera that
Oh, okay.
you take a selfie of and then you sign it.
Oh, cool.
And then we
I
have
like
a little
that.
book.
So we have a book that like is being filled with
No,
all these
wait.
pictures.
If we
Oh,
grow
cool.
out of our
That's
current
awesome.
space, we can take it with us. But
Yeah.
he took a selfie and signed it and everything.
I saw it. Someone took a picture of it.
Cutie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Dang, I know. I should have. I don't know. I feel weird because I'll just be like walk back there and like Mark Maron's back there, be like, hey, what's up?
Oh, hey, yeah.
What time are you gonna go? When are you going on? I don't know.
Whenever I want. Like, yeah.
I was having a conversation with somebody. I don't remember who I was talking. It could have been Chris. It could have been, I don't know. But somebody was like, why do you think they keep having all these like pop-ins? And I was like, after watching Mark Maron do time at art, which is still bizarre to say. I paid $15 to see Mark Maron.
Right.
That's nuts.
In the most intimate.
Yes. You were
He
probably
made
like,
eye contact with me while he was telling a joke, and I felt like he was peering into my soul. But somebody asked, and I was like, look, I'm going to tell you that Sarah and Kelly have done a really good job of creating a comedians comedy club
Yeah.
where, like, it's comfortable for everybody. Like, the audience has fun, but it's like the perfect comedy club for comedians. It is set up perfectly. Like, the crowd size is perfect. That's like, you guys have made the dream comedy club for, like, a performer.
Yeah.
Holly, this is too nice.
Yeah.
No, it's true, though.
For having no booze.
Yeah, come on.
I mean, although the way our culture is going, and like I've noticed a lot of comedians are, including me, are like cutting back on drinking. I don't drink when I go on stage now because I realize I'm not as funny when I'm buzzed. Took me almost 10 years to figure that out, but I don't even think the booze is that important, honestly. Because sometimes you get people who are too drunk in a comedy club,
Oh,
and that
yeah.
is horrible.
You know what I will say that has been like kind of an like amazingly interesting for us is that we didn't ever have concessions or anything like that at the OG Dry Heat. But because the box is set up the way that it is, like they sell slush puppies and popcorn,
Which is
and
which is
whatever.
fun. Like
Yeah,
super fun.
it's really fun.
And, like
I
real
didn't know that.
mocktails that have
That's
like
awesome.
Yeah.
like really well mixed mocktails.
Yeah, they make really cool stuff.
But the popcorn alone.
Yeah, they were like usually we go through like 3 bags of popcorn a weekend, and they were like, we went through 10 last night, which is crazy because
I've been buying the popcorn.
Yeah, for
yeah,
sure. I mean,
everyone buys it
yeah.
Right.
because they're like, ooh, snacks.
Yeah. So like the actual like audience experience, I believe truly in my heart is just like tenfold better. Like I
Oh
really
yeah.
like
Well, I've been there probably more than most people.
Yeah.
And I will honestly say that it is much like I loved your other space, but it like when people go, oh, they moved, and I go, yeah, and I said it's more of a comedy club atmosphere.
Yeah.
And then I'll go. They have the tables and the
Yeah.
chairs around, and then people
Candles.
candles,
There's
and
little candles.
and the
They're so
people
cute.
immediately go, oh yeah, and then they get into it, and it's just a great space. And I mean, as somebody who is now going to be there, are you going to do it permanently too, or no? The almost AAA.
yeah, we're judges forever.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess so that's awesome. Good.
Yeah.
Because I was like, well, I don't want to be me and then like 2 new people every week. That would,
Me, you, Carissa.
is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. So sweet. So you heard it here
Yeah.
first. So I'll tell you, playing like I've wanted to work with Sarah for quite a long time.
Yeah.
And that's a true story. Whenever we didn't really know each other, I was like, I feel like we would get along if we just met each other. And it was really funny for me because like Carissa isn't a performer per se. I mean, she might do some stuff. I don't
She
know.
does. Yeah. I mean, she's a great host.
Yeah.
She's a fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it was really funny because I think Sarah and I played off each other very well when we did the first one. I don't know how the second one went. I wasn't,
Yeah.
Was it good?
I mean, we missed you,
Okay.
but it was great.
But
Yeah.
it was really funny because we did,
We are, of course, talking about Almost AAA Cabaret, which
Correct.
happens every second Saturday
Yeah.
at
Right.
the Box
which is
downtown.
coming up. That's right.
Literally like an energy giving, like life giving show.
It's a great show.
I know, and Alma, I've been talking about it. I don't know if she's been talking about you, but she was like, "Yeah, we're gonna instead of like stamping at the door or marking their thing, we're gonna give people Mardi Gras beads."
Oh,
And,
Cute.
but then I was like, "Well, hold on, give them all the same color." But then for like the dance party, like have like a special set for whoever like does the crazy, like,
Oh,
and then
cute.
and then she was like, "Oh man," and I was like, or something special like that, like an audience award.
Yeah.
And I was like, you do that, and people will just constantly one up that shit.
it's also one of those things too, where it's like, so the winner gets a like studded trucker hat, and you get to take a picture in the throne. You get to like go do a whole thing, but it's like,
Yep.
it'd be really cool if each of the judges had like an aloha moment where we like gave the winner like something
wait.
also to like.
Oh, I love
Can
that.
we take it back a second? So I just want to clarify, like the way that that Alma's Cabaret, AAA Cabaret works, is that it's basically a variety show that features drag performances, comedy performances,
Burlesque,
magic,
magic, like
etc.
anything, everything.
But then after every performance, each performer gets like a grade, and if you get a AAA, that's the highest score.
Right.
So then the people with the AAAs at the end are the winners.
Right. And so I'm a judge, Chris is a
Yeah.
judge, Carissa Mitchell is a judge,
Yeah.
and
And much in the like vein of like The Voice or American Idol, where we actually talk and we have
we give like a little. We were like, "Oh my god, that was incredible!" Blah 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 blah. B.
yeah.
C minus.
Are either of you ever tempted to like have a heel turn?
No, I did. They booed me. I did. So okay, we talked about this. So
We did talk about this.
before the show, Doug and Alma were like, "Okay, we can't have two winners."
This is already. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
pulling the curtains back too much. But like,
They were like, "We can't have two winners," and I'm
try
like,
not
"Okay."
to tie. Is what
Try,
they said.
try not to tie.
Yeah.
So then we already had given a AAA to this girl who was a baked potato doing burlesque.
Chelsea.
Oh, you told me about
Sword.
that.
Yeah.
and it was unbelievable.
So
Yeah.
then we have one already. So then like this drag queen Larry, that's
Okay. Well, first off,
No, do not
Sherry.
oh is it they
No, but I'm saying
No,
it
they
is
said-
Larry. She was brought up as Larry.
Yeah.
very
Okay,
specifically.
okay.
But she did share, which
Yeah.
is why I was making the pun.
Yes.
Oh no oh okay no because I was like Alma and I talked about it and he's like no she goes by Larry and I was like oh okay
Larry the drag queen. That's perfect. Yes.
and so then both Sarah and Carissa had both given A's. And I was like, fuck. So I can't give an A. Because if I give an A, then we have a tie. So I give a B. And immediately I'm booed.
Yeah, as you should have been.
Because
You're a monster.
Larry's performance was unbelievable.
Not
It
even
was-
my favorite Cher song.
but I mean, because it was just like Jesse James, which is my favorite Cher song. But like she came out and she was just like
So
old school perfect drag. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Oh, yeah.
man.
celebrity impersonation.
Yep.
Doing like a lip sync, like
Breathtaking.
It mattered, like fully, like I mean, people were throwing dollar bills, even though you're
Yeah.
supposed to Venmo the
people
She-
were like throwing out hips trying to get down to the floor to
Right.
give her
Everyone
money.
like spilt on the ground. Being like,
I forgot about that. Somebody
Yes.
fell in front of us, knocked our table back.
yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
But, you know,
the
a
crowd past its knees, like like fully, like people were falling down.
B.
And then, yeah, B.
Sounds like
B.
a B performance.
B performance.
we were like, oh my god. And so, that's just how it shakes out sometimes.
And then Doug comes up to me right away and he's like, hey, thanks for biting the bullet on that one.
But you would do. I mean, sometimes you gotta like be
Yeah.
different roles.
I
and
don't
things.
think I could ever. This is me personally.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have a special place in my heart for drag queen.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. I don't think I would ever be able to give a drag queen anything less than an A, which is why I'm not a judge on this show because
Right.
oh my gosh, we did a show years ago. It was me and Royal really missed his calling. Not that he's not a great comedian, but like
He's a beautiful drag queen.
oh my God, we showed up and I did not know that I could do what's called a female impersonating a female impersonator.
What?
Yeah.
Because I would have done that.
Bio queen.
Yeah, Bio
Yes.
Queen.
Oh, that's a thing? I didn't
Yeah.
realize.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know either. So I was a dude and I hated it because I am not. I learned that night that I'm not. I have no love for feeling that way.
Well, it's tough. It takes us 20 minutes to get ready for work.
It's so hard.
Right? It's shit, shower, shade.
Yeah,
Like
shit,
Chris
shower,
talked about earlier.
But
It's a tough gig.
Royal walked out and I fainted.
Yeah.
Because he was so perfect. He was walking like a baby deer in his heels
Yeah, right.
at first. But then once he got it, man, he fucking got it. And I was like, you should do this all the time. And he was like, no, this is too much. Like, this took forever. But I learned so much about them. Like, they have to like carve foam to like make their costumes.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
they some of them showed up hours before the show, and I was just fascinated. And ever since then,
yeah.
I'm like,
Alma was telling me that in Chicago, it is like cutthroat as fuck.
oh,
Like,
I
Yes.
it is like Chicago's, I guess, a huge drag city, and so like
I'm
that's
from Chicago.
oh,
bitch.
almost
Yeah.
walked it.
I was so sad that I missed the podcast that Alma was on.
Oh, it was a good one.
Oh,
I
her
was-
look also was like fantastic.
Oh my
Oh, yeah.
god.
Yeah.
I was heartbroken, but I had a family emergency, so I couldn't.
Yeah.
But I was like, I wanted to be there so bad.
Almost sat where you sit.
I know. It made me so sad.
Yeah.
Alma also is I of all the queens I've seen, and I've seen like people super famous,
Yeah.
but Alma has the best song choice.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Of any drag, like
Yeah.
she did a Brandy Carlisle piece last time, and I was like, this is unbelievable.
I
This is-
love Brandy Carlisle.
yeah, and it was so heartfelt, and she always brings like the
Yeah.
exact emotion that
Yeah.
you
Oh,
need
yeah.
for the performance of it, and it's like so good.
I
Like,
was sitting next to Sarah and I was like, oh wow. I was like, that was amazing. Like the illusion.
Yeah.
Like the illusion was there where I was like, I was like, oh, she's really singing. And I was like, oh no, she's not. Like,
The number from Mujeres, the Pepa
Yes,
song,
yes.
is like, first of all, Mujeres is like one of my favorite movies ever. I haven't seen the play, but like now that I've seen Alma do the music from it, I'm like, I have to see the play.
unbelievable.
But like I was like not breathing, you know. Like I was in my seat like it Alma's amazing.
yeah, I'm super excited for the next one. I was really sad. Like I was so bummed I missed it. I was hanging out with the Stone Dan Fogler, and I was like, oh man, I wish I was.
Alma on that show was talking about how sometimes people see her like out of drag or see them out of drag and are like, you look so familiar. So I have a favorite drag queen in town. Worked with her for years as Kiki, and he came up to me as not Kiki and was talking to me like he knew me, and I was like, who the fuck are you?
Hey, nice to see you, man. What's up?
And then finally he just goes, it's Kiki. And I was like, oh my god.
they have to know that, right?
Yeah. Well, I had never seen
Yeah.
him.
I saw Alma. I didn't, I had no idea.
Yeah.
And when they showed up, I was like, oh wow, I would have never in a million years, equated the two. Never in a million years.
I mean, that's how good the illusion is. Like that's the whole point. That's the art
Yeah,
form. Is
the
the
fantasy.
illusion. The full. Like so. I just really.
Whatever,
It's great.
Chris. You never even notice me when I'm in costume.
That is very true, Smack.
That's because
Yeah.
you also are.
Over here, boy.
No, he did for
A little different.
for Halloween one year. He walks in and he's like Bram Stoker's Dracula from the movie.
Sure.
He walks in and he's like, "Hey, what's up?" And
Hey, big boy.
Falls on the ceiling.
well, I look over at him and he goes, "Hi, how's it going?" And I was like, "Hey."
I was like, I don't think you recognize me. I'm like, what's the plan for the night? What's going on? And he's like, why is this guy talking to me?
And I was like, "Who the fuck
You
is
haven't
this?"
put the spell on him yet. I gotta get him eating bugs and stuff. It's like,
to be fair, I think Dracula probably gets said a lot.
Right.
yeah.
Hey, what's up?
Okay,
Oh, yeah, what's up?
It's good to see you, dude. What's up, man? Can you,
Speaking of Dracula, my son likes all things spooky.
Yeah.
I'm so glad Kelly is here for this story because Kelly loves spooky things.
do you want to tell it now or you want to wait?
Oh, I can wait. Let's save it.
Let's take a break. Are you guys going to stick around? Or you guys
Yeah,
gonna
we'll hang
leave?
out.
Yeah, well, hang on.
We're going to take a break, but you guys can go next weekend to Dry Heat Comedy.
Yeah.
Who the fuck knows who's going to be here?
I'm telling you right now, when any of the comedians or, Sarah especially posts get tickets, you better go get your tickets.
Yeah.
I don't blow. It's not like a crying wolf situation. Like
No.
I promise you, like I'll say like tonight here's a show,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's a good show. It will always be a good show.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when I'm like, I am begging you guys. I if I could tell you who it was, I would tell
Right.
you who it is. But I can't. That's how you know that it's
Yeah.
obviously somebody. It's going to be Steve Martin. It's like, but like it's going to be somebody big because I can't tell you who it is.
Well,
And we'll never say it on the official dry heat. Sorry. Yep. we'll never say it on the official dry heat socials. But if you follow Sarah, then she'll
Right.
say it.
Well,
Because we
and-
And
can't.
everybody should follow Sarah because she is one of my favorite follows, by the way.
and then like people were like, they're like, Mark Maron was there last night. I was like, yeah. And then I literally messaged them and I was like, he will also be there tonight. And they were like, okay, maybe we'll go. And then like
Maybe.
three hours later, they're like, oh, it's sold,
sold out.
I was like, yeah, you think, dum dum?
You can't wait for 3 hours.
It's my least favorite thing to turn away people from any show, whether it's like a
Oh,
local
you want me to do it
showcase or
for you? I'll do
whatever. No, I mean I'm happy to do it.
I'll be like, hey, you waited. Sorry.
I don't
stupid.
mind being the dry heat muscle, but at the same time, it does make me sad. You know, like it doesn't. I'm not like, yay, goodbye. You know what I mean?
You guys could just do like a call forwarding to me, and I'll know if it's coming through you guys. I'll answer the phone and be all, hey, dry heat comedy. Yeah, you snooze, you lose, bro. Sorry about your luck.
Our Google Voice number is like tethered to my phone number, and the second a show sells out, I will see like 10 calls immediately to our Google Voice, and I'm like, well, I don't know what to tell you guys. Like, you literally
Just
had
buy a
time.
ticket. If you're thinking about going to Dry Heat Comedy, just buy the ticket then.
Right.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, if they have fire code, and I was at Alien Ant Farm last night, and the fire marshals came in,
Sure.
and I honestly think they came in because they wanted to see Alien Ant Farm, though.
Well, sure.
Just
They kept walking around being like, Annie, are you okay?
Are you okay?
that movie song.
I love movies.
Yeah.
It's a better song than
I love it.
criminal.
Agreed. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah. Well, weird choice though. Before we go to the break, they had a metal band open for them, and then the middler was like surf rock with no lead singer, and then Alien Ant Farm, and I was like, it's an odd choice of like bands, but whatever. It
Ants
worked.
love surfing.
They do.
Yeah.
I've
I
seen
guess so.
it.
And then they had a very weird merch booth.
Oh.
They had like 2 T-shirts, 1 sticker, and then a big thing that showed that you could open your phone and it would take you to their website where you could buy the rest of their merch.
That's literally the same as Dry Heat right now.
Or is it really?
If you look at our link in bio on Instagram,
Yeah.
it like takes you directly to like our merch, and it'll buy from there.
Right.
Print on demand,
And then I was like, well, maybe they're out. Maybe they had quite a tour. They get up there. Hey, I just want to welcome everybody to our first night of the tour, and I'm like,
You kicked it off here in Albuquerque.
they did
Nice.
at the launch pad.
Yeah.
But I was also like, okay, so you're not out of merch. You just don't want to sell any at the venue. Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough.
Yeah.
All
Ants
right.
love surfing. They hate merch.
Yeah.
It's hard for ants to carry
You're
me.
like,
Yeah.
you're like,
Actually, they
okay.
can carry 500 times
I mean,
their
sure.
weight. So
As soon as it came out of my mouth, I realized that was a really stupid thing to say.
But you guys
Yeah,
go.
but do they want to carry them?
That,
Just
right.
because they can doesn't mean they like it.
True.
Yeah.
True.
So you guys go to buy your tickets for Dry Heat this weekend. You have 2 shows, right?
just Saturday.
Fine.
So just one on Saturday. So
No Friday.
no
Yeah,
Friday.
no Friday.
Oh, you guys taking off, huh?
We'll talk about it during the break.
Oh.
Well, anyway, so go right now to buy your tickets for next Saturday.
Yep. Yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah, you guys should be sold out like a week in advance every week, right?
Yeah, we should be. But Albuquerque likes to buy things like day of.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes not. It's starting
People
to.
are getting like
yeah.
smart. Yeah,
Yeah.
people are getting.
They're kind of like, oh shit, I better buy stuff right away. Because that's how people talk in Albuquerque.
Yeah. Oh shit. Well, now I'm just a simple country lawyer.
I don't know nothing about gravy and biscuits and drive-by shootings, but
now I myself have been to Humble Coffee quite a bit.
yeah. I was hanging out with my homies the other day, as you do.
And I do mean my 2-inch plastic dolls that I buy from the grocery store.
My favorite table at Anodyne.
Yeah, for sure.
Duke City Warriors says I prefer to buy tickets ahead of time. Well,
Hell
good
yeah.
for you.
Heck yeah. We love
Inspire
that.
more people.
Yeah. And then May 11th, you can see Sarah and I at Almost AAA Cabaret at Dry Heat Comedy.
Ow!
Man, it's a place to be. And that is the night. I don't know if they call it Comedy Corner. Or is that the night they're
Yeah.
You can go to open mic. There's an open mic at 7.
We have a big open mic that's like a cool way for people to kind of check out like a amuse bouche of Albuquerque comedy.
It's a sampler. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a great food truck that
Yep.
parks down there. We got
People-
buskers outside
Hollow
and
Spirits.
like Hollow Spirits pours drinks. So
They can go watch you guys do comedy. Then they can pop over to the box and watch the
the
show.
show do
Yeah.
a blue show, which is they like kind of like get
Make
a little dirty, get a little naughty,
And
and
then
then
pop back over and watch all of us at Almost AAA Cabaret,
They
man.
go, hey, big boy.
And you just have to park. You just park once. Boom! You've got 3 shows you can do that night. You have a whole evening.
and you get 2 hours of validated parking in the parking structure when you come down.
Yeah.
So it's like
Nice.
Yeah, and that happens every second Saturday.
yeah.
Yeah. So that one you're probably gonna want to buy our tickets in advance because
Yeah.
we're gonna that's gonna start selling out. I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
Although,
it did
It's a
sell.
barn burner.
Yeah.
Like it really truly.
The first one sold out. I don't know if the second one did. I think
Yeah.
it did. Yeah.
Get the tickets for Alma. But if you come to the Dry Heat mic, it's free.
It's free.
Yeah. So they're gonna
So
sell
if you're
out.
like short on cash, you can be like,
Except for me,
well-
I'm selling tickets to that one myself.
don't buy tickets from Chris Burnett.
He stands outside in a big trench coat.
hey, you guys want tickets to Dry Heat?
He's got watches, Tic Tacs, and Dry Heat comedy
right.
tickets.
We're gonna turn you into like a Times Square Barker, basically.
Yeah. Tina Fey, Kevin Hart's coming through
there.
What if Tina Fey came to I would die.
Yeah,
Okay,
we
sorry.
can't.
That was the thing that got all those Barkers in Times Square in trouble. Is that they used to be like, "Oh, you guys like comedy? You guys like Tina Fey?"
Jim Gaffigan.
Yeah, they'd be like, "Come on up to the comedy club," and then everybody would show up being like, "I heard Tina Fey is supposed to be here," and be like, "She has never done stand-up comedy
No.
ever."
Have you not read her book?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. But she will be at Dry Heat. No, I'm just kidding.
no.
She's giving a TED talk at Dry Heat Comedy.
Right.
It's crazy.
She has said that when her and Amy are like on tour and they're
Yeah.
doing their thing, that Amy's making her do stand up like as
Oh,
a thing.
wow.
She's like, "Get up and go do it, go do it." And so like she has like a 5-minute spot where she's like,
so cute,
"Anyway,
though.
here's what's the deal with being the most famous writer of SNL of all time." Like,
That's pretty
Like,
fantastic.
Amy's a real bossy pants, am I right?
That's awesome.
I would love to just hang out with Amy Poehler and Tina Fey. I bet they're the
Yeah.
best.
What do you got going on?
Oh. What do I have going on? Oh, in June, I'm headlining Hall of Spirits.
yeah, you are.
Woohoo!
Nice.
Which will be fun. And that's, Bonnie hosts that show, and we love Bonnie Bigheart. But, ever since my family thing happened, I'm taking a little family time to do stuff. So I have the podcast. I'm going to go to the Alma's cabaret thing.
You should.
Yeah.
I would buy a ticket now.
I would too.
Yeah, I am going to do that on the break, actually.
Yeah.
Whenever we can get her, we'll have Holly at Dry Heat.
Yeah.
Weep. I love Dry Heat.
Yeah. It's pretty great. So, anything else?
No, that's it.
I have Smiley. Got anything going on?
Not as of yet, no.
Smiley's here every Sunday,
Yeah.
I am here every
except
Sunday.
for last one.
When are you going to be Dracula next?
I don't have any plans.
Tonight.
I don't even know what happened to that costume. I put it together last minute, and then it just went away just as quickly. And I'm like, I still have the top hat.
The rest of us are in like a full daytime.
I'm, oh yeah. I mean, I'm always
You look
Dracula.
like a lost boy.
When am I not Dracula? Let me just put my hair down.
After the story I tell in the wavy hour, you're going to want to find that costume.
Right. They said Smiley's voice sounds deeper today. That's what happens when you do a lot of acid.
He came back a changed man.
Yeah.
Even your vocal cords are like, what if we opened up a little bit?
Maybe I'm just trying to have a deeper voice today.
Maybe Venom is coming out.
You never see him and Batman in the same spot.
It's true. Other than Alma's AAA Cabaret, May 24th, 25th, 26th, and I'm flying back on the 27th, I will be at Comic Palooza in Houston, Texas. Kelly, hometown. Mine and Ming's actual podcast that we are doing, our panel we're doing, is Friday night at 7, I believe, which kind of sucks that it's that late, but that's okay.
I thought you were like dropping some big news.
I know, I was like,
what? You
what?
guys are doing a podcast?
Well, no, it will be a podcast. We're gonna
Right, you're
record
gonna
it,
record
but
it, yeah,
yeah.
but-
Then Saturday night. Actually, let me make sure I have that right. And then Saturday night, I will be a guest on. Let me make sure mine is correct. The Art of Podcasting with Chris Burnett and Ming Chen. Friday, May 27th, 7 p.m. Okay. And then Saturday night, I will be on Ming Chen and CJ Cullen's show. I'm not sure what time. I think it's at 6.
Sure.
And if you're cool and you come up and talk to us, you could pretty much rage all over Houston with us, and we are nuts.
Gotta go to Nutso.
Okay.
Not so.
Gotta go,
You
yeah.
gotta go back to Poison Girl.
Poison Girl, love Poison Girl.
It's the best.
Poison Girl's dope. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Probably
yeah.
my favorite bar in Houston.
Yeah, I just don't want to go back to
Besides
Roswell.
Pearl, but
No,
you
yeah,
guys should not go to Pearl.
That fucking Roswell
It's a
place was
lesbian bar.
terrible, and everybody's like, "Is this like Roswell?" I was like, "No."
No, not even a little bit.
And I literally said to someone, "If I had to work here, I would stab out my eyes."
Have y'all been to the Alabama Ice House?
No.
Okay, that's
I
another
wanna
one
go
that you
to
need.
there.
We went to Truck Yard. I love Truck Yard.
Truck Yard is fun, yes.
Dude, Truck Yard is this large mega bar,
It's
and
big.
they have a
Yeah,
Ferris
it's
wheel
new.
Yes.
that works.
Oh yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I have a whole short list for you.
Okay.
So,
I will give it to Ming. Ming has already planned, because he also has a business there. So
Yeah.
we will also be podcasting Monday from Coral Sword.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. It's the business that he owns with Hunter Pence.
nice.
You know they're making a Meow Wolf out there.
Yeah, that's what I hear. Yeah. You know they're making a Meow Wolf out there.
You know.
Meow Wolf's out there. We're gonna take a short break. We'll be back. And if I was Barney Lopez, I would watch my
Oh yeah,
butt, because
I'm.
second hour they're coming for you, bud.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I'm
We
sorry.
don't, we don't
Oh,
know
boy.
what's happening.
Oh God.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
All right. With that, we are
10 drink minimum. We did it this time.
Lay down and sleep in your cozy little bed. Don't feel the sheets. Somebody call and don't be afraid. Hey, hey, hey. I'm feeling shadows speak, but they ain't breathing. They're deceiving you again. Oh, it creaks even when there's no one around. Oh, and thick and strong, feel it keep you down. Would you wait another day to hit the ground? But never explore again. And we try. The curtain shine a spotlight on the forehead. You absorb the sweat. Tired voices to the stigma you created, elevated in your head. And I know the floor creaks even with there's no one around. Floor creaks even when there's no one around. Under control, keep you down. If you wait another day to hit the ground, explore here. It will be the season and we try. Under control, don't feel it. Keep you down. Did you wait another day to hit the ground? Another explore here. It will be the season and we try. Supposed to live without you. Here we are, the play is on. Me without you. I'm speaking only shit, holding things they could be better. Don't feel right. I'm just way high. The word on somebody that I want to say, but wasn't for us. How do we do that? Take a breath. I'm back to mine, stay up, you were starting. My days next to your sleep. Chasing on. Wasn't you? Your face is right. I've got time to back at you. Walk to the corner of the shed. Yes, the bottom sky is a red light. Yes. Glory is that I can whisper those words from to your sky. I'm speaking wishing for things they could be better. Don't wishing that I'll just wait. Words above and I want it. Sing the voice for us. What could be better? I can be too right. To the place song, love backs birds and up to the starting. But they next to your skin. Chase it on. Do you hear that sound? It's the sound of you taking me down. I see you, that look is mine. That was sad, more than I said.
I sold my soul to the bottle. Still none of my friends have left me yet. I'm the same man I was since the age of 13, and I've lived my life with no regrets. If you're looking for some freedom, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum. If you're looking for rhyme or reason, all it takes is 10 drinks.
He was
Whoa,
being
whoa.
so like familiar with us that we were like, does he want to come?
Oh, we're good. We're
live
live.
right here?
Oh, we're live,
I
yeah.
know, I'm glad. But oh my gosh, what a day.
I mean, there's no secrets.
Oh, okay. There's no secrets.
No
We're not
secrets.
telling any
This
secrets.
is Sneakers, no more
We're
secrets.
extremely
Welcome back
transparent.
to the Billy/Wavy Hour. You're listening to Tin Drink Minimum, sponsored by Topo Chico Seltzer.
Ow!
Smiley's in the house. Smiley, are you on acid still?
No, I am not. Wow. It doesn't last that long.
Hey man, I don't know nothing about it, so
That was last weekend.
it was.
I apologize for not making it to the show. I'm just pretty sure I wouldn't have been a good addition to the
No,
show.
no. I have to tell them because we told it on the podcast last week, but I have to tell them this story. So Sunday morning, I awake to a text from Smiley at 7 a.m. that says, I don't think I'm going to make it tonight. And in my mind, I'm like, if Smiley is texting me at 7 a.m., Smiley has not gone to bed.
I had not. No.
No.
And he's like, I did acid, and I don't think I'll be good on the show. And then he goes, to be fair, I thought it was mescaline.
Yeah, to be fair, I did think it was
yeah.
mescaline. And I was like, that'll be done by tomorrow.
Duke City Warrior says I was concerned for him.
Yeah.
But I just know how I am on that. And I would have
Yeah.
been talking over everyone, and my sense of timing would be completely off. I'd be like, that's not good on the show.
Sure.
Yeah. I think that sounds responsible.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, you know
Yeah.
what? I would be detrimental to the show. And he was like, there's 4 people already.
Need is 10 tabs minimum.
Right. Right. And I was like, do I tell people? I'm like, of course. Yeah, kitty. Oh, the cat's stepping on the keyboard.
Aw,
because of course he is.
Brody.
Because, of course.
Yeah. This is a cat, and he's like, I got to fuck everything up.
Well, that's
Die Lan. What
The
are you?
Die Lan.
Yeah. It's a menagerie.
We
at
have a
this point.
whole, we have all the pets in the studio. Yeah.
It feels like my house right now. I have so many animals.
Right.
I have a gecko, 2 cats, a dog, and now we have a guinea pig.
and a hamster.
I'm just glad
And a
that
hamster.
Brody likes you guys now, so you guys are in the Brody club.
I still think that it's just Sarah that's in the Brody Club.
Oh, you don't think it's you?
No, we're just the distillers.
Oh.
I love the distillers.
So, you want to get into this Barney situation?
Yeah.
Oh man,
Oh,
Barney can put on blast right now.
Okay.
I like
Oh
Barney.
no, what's
love
going
Barney.
I
on?
love Barney.
But for some reason, Holly's got some beef.
Well, I love Barney
Oh man.
a lot. But earlier this week, Barney Lopez made me a little upset.
The Booker from
yeah.
Launchpad, the bass player for the Red Light Cameras.
And I
Red
love
Blackout.
I love
Yeah.
everything about Barney. I love everything he does. I love Launchpad. I love Red Light Cameras. I love everything. Except for he said that Taylor Swift is not for him.
Well,
That's not the worst thing. I mean, if he did, it's not for me.
He didn't say that. He said he doesn't get it.
He
Oh,
doesn't
that's
get
it,
it.
yeah.
That's what he said. TikTok is not for him, which, like, fine, whatever.
Yeah.
You cannot like TikTok. I don't care, but Taylor Swift, Barney, that's an inside thought. Just keep that to yourself.
Here's an interesting take on this. Maybe with the TikTok take, maybe
please
Barney.
also be careful with what you're about to say.
Well, no, maybe Barney works for the government. Maybe he's a government shill and he's trying to tell kids to get off
There
TikTok.
are some out there who think that she is too, so I don't know why they would be at
Yeah.
odds.
He's all, hey man, Albuquerque, we ruled. Don't forget, TikTok sucks.
No, here's the thing. There's one song in particular off of her new album that I just feel like if he would listen to it like 5 times, He would change.
You mean listen to
You
it,
only-
and then on the second time through, he didn't listen to it focused enough, so he has to start it over again.
Yeah.
You have to just experience
Right.
it like new. Like every Taylor Swift song, you have to go, and then you go, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
And then you go like, oh, lyrics this time.
yeah.
And then you go, okay.
Some of those were bad.
Yeah. And then you go, like, minute details about her life.
Yeah.
That's the third time. And then the fourth time you go, like, minute details about, like, literary devices.
Yes.
And then, so, like, if you can go through 4 times with a Taylor Swift song,
Yeah.
normally you'll be able to, like, at least pull something from it that you're like, oh.
Yeah. And then the 5th time, you're like, I'm a Swiftie. That's how it works.
It's unlocked.
But there's a particular song that I just think that he might like.
I mean, this doesn't sound like you're indoctrinating into a cult or anything like that.
No, I am. I want him to be one of us. But he needs to listen to Florida.
Florida is really good.
Florida is my favorite.
Florence and the
Machine.
Machine.
Beautiful. Yes. And, just give it a chance.
Duke
It's
City,
so
Give it a
good.
chance.
Duke City Worst says I'm not a Swiftie, but I do catch myself listening to some of her old stuff.
Okay,
Sure.
that's fair.
Yeah.
I was dismayed when I read. I was like, maybe I don't love Barney as much as I thought I did.
Oh.
Just kidding. I'm
You
totally
have to listen to
kidding.
Barney 4 times. You have to
Yeah.
listen to Barney the first time.
Yeah.
And the second time for the lyrics.
I'm just kidding. Of
They're-
course.
they're like-
Literary devices.
Barney, can you tell us about your new album? He's like, yeah, we're back in the studio. By the way, TikTok's the devil. We're back in the studio, and we're recording. It's going to be great.
P.S. I don't understand Taylor Swift.
But all of this is in jest because I'm just like such a huge Taylor Swift fan, and Sarah is as well.
I really am.
As a matter of fact, my first year of comedy here, I was called the Taylor Swift girl.
Oh, wow.
Because I made so many jokes
And she
about
kept getting interrupted by Kanye. Oh,
it was terrible. That was just Royal. Royal was my Kanye. for a while.
So last week, I'm scrolling through Facebook, and I was like, Taylor Swift, don't understand it. And TikTok can also go away. Wow, who wrote Barney? What the fuck? I did that whole like, whoa, who wrote that out in public? And then I was like, oh shit, Barney. I was like, well, this is gonna end well.
I think I am mostly kidding. Like I am absolutely kidding. He can have his wrong opinions. I kind of get where some people are coming from on the TikTok thing though, because I do think some people only get their news from TikTok, and that's weird. Okay. I get that. But also there is news on TikTok that doesn't come out everywhere. So also, if you try TikTok 5 times,
yeah. First time, just to experience it. The second time.
I think
Literary
the cat
devices.
is
Sir off.
Oh, man.
Oh, hey.
There we go.
Hey, right now, better
Sound
good.
out.
Sorry.
The intern messed things up.
We
Yeah.
just cursed
Yeah.
a lot.
A lot.
Yeah, we just kept saying.
Let me make sure it's on. There we. Yeah, we're on. So sorry, that was the cat that did all that.
This is why I love cats. This is why they're the superior
Right.
pet.
10 cats minimum.
He not only he unplugged Smiley's camera
Somehow, how did that happen?
and he shut the mixer off, and now he's fucking licking himself. What he did to me today is I like went out and I was eating brunch and I was fucking riding around on my bike. I come home and the dog's going ballistic, and I hear like shit getting knocked over, and I look and there's a fucking bird in the house,
Oh no!
pigeon-sized bird. It wasn't a pigeon though, but it was like that big.
dove.
No, it was like black. It was like some black colored bird, but I don't know what it was. And it wasn't a raven, but it wasn't a crow. But anyway, the fucking
starling?
bird. It could be, maybe.
Starling,
The bird like bolts through the it's still flying around, flies in the kitchen, knocks a bunch of shit down, and I'm like, son of a gun. I'm like taking my helmet off, all that, getting the broom out, and I was like, open the front door, and I walk in there, and it's on top of the fridge, and it's like hiding, and
Waffles?
I'm like,
Waffles? Waffles?
right? And I open the back door, and I just barely touch it with the broom, and it flies right out, and I was like, well, that was way easier than I thought that was going to be.
No waffles?
So I'm out of here.
No waffles.
Oh man.
But that's the cat's. The cat's been just he's had a day. Look, he's tired now. He's going to sleep.
Toddlers and cats are
Yeah,
the
look
same.
at that. Look at that.
Oh man!
He's very cute.
Thailand.
Is my mic on, or did my earphones just go out?
Your
Your
phone.
mic is on.
Okay,
But
cool. As long as it's on, I can't hear anything now.
It probably got unplugged. Yeah.
kitty.
This
You're-
is what would
there
happen.
we go.
there.
All right. Is it back?
It's back.
Okay.
This is what would happen if I brought my son here, because he's nuts,
And he loves birds.
and he does.
Oh. It's just listening to.
The news you care about, Chris.
I know you care. So I was gonna tell a story about my son. Die Lan, do not knock over my beverages.
I think he's just getting like a really pretty perch there,
He's just posing.
modeling.
So my son likes spooky things. We showed him the original Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
and I have gotten dragged for that, by the way.
What?
Yeah, people are upset. They're
Why
like,
for?
it's because he's
There's
two.
a scene.
Only Zool.
Yeah, but he's not even afraid of Zool. He thinks Zool is funny.
Sure.
He's like, ha ha ha. And I'm like,
a
okay.
Zool job in the middle of the movie that I think
Right.
is the
Oh.
concern.
Oh, yeah. That's just, we skip over that. Like, he doesn't know what
Yeah,
that
people
means.
saw it, dude. When I was a kid, I would watch Friday the 13th. My mom would be like, I didn't want to watch it. My mom would be like, well, you're watching this with me, and then it'd be like a naked lady. She'd be like, put your hands over your face. I've already seen the boobs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so we've been, he likes Nightmare Before Christmas, of course. He
sure.
calls that Jack.
Oh.
Yeah, and he calls Toy Story Buzz because that's the only character that matters, I guess. But we introduced him to Hotel Transylvania,
Oh,
Oh, cute.
and in the second one, the toddler is like part vampire.
Yeah.
And the Dracula can fly like a bat and stuff, and so he's been jumping off of our bed and pretending to be Dracula,
Cute.
and he calls Dracula Bat.
Uh-oh.
So I decided to show him like a more like authentic Dracula just to like see what, and he was like, I love him. And I was like,
Perfect.
oh my god, you're my child. I love it. But I don't know how to introduce him to Dracula without him starting to bite and
No biting.
drink blood. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Banicula.
Oh,
Banicula.
yeah.
oh, there you go.
What's
That's a
that?
good-
I don't know what
It's
that
a
is.
bunny that's a vampire, but it like
Yeah,
it like sucks the color out of.
No,
carrots.
just
Special,
do
yeah.
no. Just do Watership Down. It's fine.
It's
Oh my
much
God.
Scarier.
I was traumatized by Watership Down when I was a kid because I wasn't expecting it to be what it was.
I mean,
yeah.
growing up, I always thought that water ships were supposed to be up, and I just couldn't explain.
Well, it's funny because like parents back in the day when I was a kid, they're like, "Oh, it's a cartoon, it's for kids." And I remember watching that, and I remember watching The Last Unicorn. I've watched both.
Last Unicorn is my whole jam.
And
I will talk to you about that for 100 years.
But you think about it, you're like,
It's messed up. It's
for
incredibly
kids,
weird.
terrifying.
Yeah, it's like totally messed up. Also, it's like hypersexual in
Yeah.
really weird ways. It's very, very weird.
Dark Crystal,
But it's great.
terrifying.
Sure.
Oh, I
Secret
love
of Nim,
Oh,
terrifying.
man, I love that movie. But yeah,
Dude,
that was very scary.
the owl in the Secret of Nim, terrifying. So your kid deserves to be terrified just like mine. Just like
I was obsessed with Chucky
Yeah.
as a kid, like probably around Ian's age, maybe a little older. And my parents were like, "Uh-oh, like, is she okay?" Because I was like Tales from the Crypt. I loved the Crypt Keeper.
Oh yeah.
And my whole family was like, "Is she okay?" And I'm fine. I haven't killed anybody yet.
Yeah. As a doll, no.
You know, I mean, I just got married, so give it
I
time.
would. That's one of those movies. Like when Chucky came out, I would have never thought they would have got the traction out of it. Like, man, I would like, yeah, they killed him. He was a doll. Yeah. And then now there's a TV show, right?
oh yeah, it's still going strong.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
That dude's like, I thought my career was over, but no. Is it the same voice actor?
It is.
Yeah.
And he recently just retired from acting outside of Chucky, so he'll
Oh.
Yeah.
only do Chucky from now on.
Yeah.
Wow.
As a matter of fact, one of my favorite birthday gifts I ever got, Crystal, my best friend, got me the Chucky special edition lip liner and lipstick. Like,
What?
yeah, I have the lip liner
It's
with me. now.
chapstick that comes alive.
Yeah,
You have, you have to feed it souls and stuff.
Of course.
But
It's married to Jennifer Tilly.
Yes.
It's, yeah.
Holly,
Well-
did you see Megan?
Oh.
The
movie?
yes,
I love
What do you
Megan.
think compared to Chucky?
Megan creeped me out on like a different level.
Is that the one where it's like a robot or something?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah, she's like an
AI.
AI robot.
She's supposed to be like your child's best friend.
Oh, well,
And,
friends
like,
to the end. Huh?
Influence them.
This
to
is the
do-
end, friend.
Yeah.
They can. She's like kind of a babysitter slash kind of a
Yeah.
best friend.
Slash, yeah.
The
Damn.
Duke City Championship Wrestling says there's a DCCW on Halloween this year. 100% someone will come as Chucky.
That's good
my
information that people need to know.
Right.
Like, anything DCCW is like,
Yeah.
You guys went, right? You guys
oh my
went?
god, it's the greatest.
Yeah.
It's the greatest event downtown.
It is so much
Anytime
fun.
we get to go, I mean, because we're nightlife, sometimes we can't.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
anytime we get to, we're like, yeah.
It's the greatest thing. It's the best.
It's super fun, right?
Sometimes you get to boo Chris Burnett.
I will.
We
I will,
haven't gotten to do that yet.
I
but
will
hope-
Chucky your whole family.
I hope we have more chances to boo Chris Burnett.
Well, on
That
May
thing.
11th, you sure will.
Yeah. Mother's Day. Mother's Day.
Day
That's-
before.
Or May 10th. Is it May? No,
Yeah,
May
because
11th.
she's mother.
I am a mother.
Wait a minute. Is May 11th Mother's Day?
May 12th.
May 12th. So May 11th. No, it's May 11th where we're going to be at
Oh, I
almost
see, I
AAA.
see.
Oh yeah.
So you'll have a chance to boo me there.
Oh, I see. I
Sure.
thought I was very confused about the
Yeah.
whole.
I was just happy they almost like, we're going to feed you guys. I was like, what?
Yeah.
We're
it's
going to give you
awesome.
drinks? I was like, what?
I had tater tots bolognese last time.
Oh my god,
my.
They were
so good.
unbelievable. I couldn't.
Where can you purchase things
The
like that?
Food truck.
Depot,
Food experience or truck
yeah.
experience.
Yeah, the food truck that's parked
So
outside.
it's tater tots bolognese.
Yes.
That's one of the things they have.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
have like a amazing.
It's
I had a
full-
meatball sandwich that was like out of this world.
It's like eating an episode of The Bear.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh,
I
yeah,
love
yeah.
it.
It is.
I tried her
Less
some of her
stressful.
meatballs.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
I don't know why I laughed at that because I'm 12.
I don't have meatballs, Holly.
I know that's why it was so funny.
Usually.
I mean, I don't know.
So Megan, pro, anti.
I like
Versus
the
Chucky?
movie.
Is there just one or is there a
I
sequel?
think
So far, there's one.
I think Megan is creepier than Chucky for me
Oh.
because it creeped me out. It like really messed with me and gave me nightmares. And
Really?
Chucky, yeah, and Chucky, like I laughed at Chucky.
Well, I could see that as like a mom. Like
Yeah.
watching Megan as a mom would be like a totally different experience. Watching Megan as like a childless person, I was just like,
We kept
how
laughing
can you
in the
power
theater.
wash someone's face off? This
You're all
is
kill that
impossible."
kid. Kill that child.
We were literally in the theater being like, "Yes, Queen, go!" And then like the people in front of us were there being like, "This is a scary
Please take it
movie."
seriously.
This is the Queen.
Okay.
You're all slay, but literally.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I have a story like that. My friend was like, will you go with me to watch Jason X? And it
Oh,
was the
man.
one where Jason was in space.
Right.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was a gender neutral Jason.
Yeah, gender neutral Jason is
Yeah.
Jason
Yeah,
X.
right. And so at this point, yeah. At this point, like I was like done with horror films because I'd watched them with my mom growing up, and I was like, finally he like wore me down. I was like, okay, I'll go. So we go to like the matinee in Portales, New Mexico, and it's like us and like a couple over here, and then like a couple people over here, and you can't take that fucking movie serious. Jason is in outer fucking space.
Oh, yeah.
He takes a girl, rams her head into like this like fluid that freezes her face immediately, and then he shatters her face on the wall. So I start laughing. Someone goes out and complains to the people up front that I was laughing in a horror film.
Oh my god.
I did the same thing during Gravity, and I
I think that was nervous laughter.
Yeah,
I know. Is she gonna make it?
You know, is that the one with Sandra Bullock?
yeah,
You're like,
she's also in space, and I
you're
come
like,
on, Sandra Bullock in space, come on,
damn it, you beat me to it. I was like, you're like Sandra Bullock in space.
yeah,
Is that George Clooney? Bullshit.
get it out of here.
Wait,
Ocean's
humor-
11 sequel sucks.
Okay, but humor and horror go hand in hand,
Yeah.
and a lot
Yeah.
of the time it's like intentional.
Yeah.
Right.
Like campiness is part of horror films.
Sure.
And has been for forever. So.
Speaking of Kelly, I have wanted to speak to you about this in particular, and now you're here.
great.
Have you seen Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey?
Oh man.
Oh,
Oh no, but that sounds amazing.
They're
making a sequel.
No,
Yep.
they're making a whole universe.
Yeah.
By the
Wow.
way,
Yep.
Wow, the
And-
100-acre wood.
it's something like
Well,
that.
what's the other? Okay, so another IP became available.
Steamboat Willie.
Steamboat Willie, and they're making a
yeah.
horror Steamboat
Yeah.
Willie now.
Well, so Hamster and I like to watch ridiculous horror movies
Yeah, of
like
course.
Lamageddon.
Oh.
Hilarious.
Have you seen
yeah.
Harpoon while watching Massacre?
We haven't watched that one yet,
It's very good.
but we also
Did you
love.
see Velocipaster?
I
Yes.
did, and we also watched the recliner one, which is so great. And
Reclina Pastor?
I don't remember, but that sounds right.
Yeah.
Sharknado. 1, 2,
Sharknado.
3, and 4.
Sharknado. The Meg is also great.
Oh yeah. And so we like to watch those and like make fun of it the whole time and like laugh, like you know. Well, so we thought this was gonna be that, and it's actually a pretty good horror movie.
Really?
Yes, I mean it's campy, obviously.
Which one is this?
Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Really? I thought I've heard it was pretty rough.
It's pretty campy, but
Yeah.
also like it goes harder than we thought it was going to.
What's the ratio of blood to honey?
Oh, it's no honey, all blood.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it's false advertising.
Nobody
It
gets their
There will
like,
not be
appendage
honey.
stuck in a honey
Interesting.
jar.
I
Does-
think
okay.
that might.
Let me ask this
happen.
question: does he like stab someone and go, "Oh bother"?
oh, Bob.
Well, no, he doesn't. He doesn't
Rabbit.
really talk, which.
Because otherwise you
Oh.
can cross over into
Yeah.
copywritten.
Yeah.
But also, I think that's like it was like a Mike Myers vibe
Okay.
to it. But
Oh, behave. Oh, bother.
I just want Eeyore to be there, and they stab some, or they scream, and he's all, "Thanks for noticing."
You're a tiger. You're Tigger.
it was like Winnie the Pooh meets The Hills Have Eyes.
Okay.
Kind of.
Oh wow. Okay.
Like
Wow.
that's kind of the vibe.
I've
you
only seen
kinda
the
get.
trailer, but that's kind of
Yeah.
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 And we thought it was going to be like I mean, and it was ridiculous and it is campy, but I was like, this is like way better than I thought. So you should watch it.
Did
Did
you-
y'all?
No,
Sorry,
go
go
ahead. No,
ahead.
you go ahead.
Did y'all see Werewolves Within?
Oh yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
I
I
bought
need to
that
watch
movie.
that one.
Did you see the?
The one with the like all the famous people,
Yeah.
Cheyenne Jackson and all
Yep. It's pretty good. It's pretty
We
good.
watched it together.
Great. Oh, we did. Yeah, they were basically playing werewolf. As a movie.
Yeah.
Kathy Sharota said there's 8 Leprechaun movies.
Sure.
And
There
they're
is.
all excellent, especially the one in the hood. Did you see the trailer for the Disney-made Jim Henson documentary?
Oh God.
Listen, I'm a Muppet person.
Me
I have
too.
never cried during a trailer, and I cried.
We got to go to a wedding that was at the Museum of the Moving Image
Oh man.
in New York, and it is where the Jim Henson exhibit lives.
Which is amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
I've
so
seen
What
it,
a
yeah.
great place to have a wedding.
oh,
Yeah.
it was awesome. So
Oh,
we got
yeah.
to like go up and like just go look at the exhibit during the like,
Oh,
and they have a real. Like
They
Miss
have
Piggy
Rolf.
in her like wedding dress. They've
Wow.
got like a real big bird, like so you can see exactly how tall he is.
man.
it was, you can like go and get a couple like whatnots and like do your own like
Oh, I
It was
love
really
that.
thing and like it is
Yeah, they have the blue one, and you can put the stuff on it and make it so. Yeah.
Who is your favorite Muppet?
of all time.
Yes.
Well, my mom's favorite Muppet is Janice, and so I pay very close attention to Janice and how she's treated because I think she's just an incredible Muppet.
But your favorite is
Kermit. I just like
Yeah.
I'm a
Oh,
Kermit,
Kermit
loyalist.
Oh, there's a new Leprechaun coming out. There's a number 9.
Oh, good.
God,
No
yes.
way.
I would love for Jennifer Aniston to be in that one too because she's
Yeah.
in the first one.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm I know. So when I went to the theater and I saw the Mr. Rogers one,
oh yeah.
I was actually nervous to go into the theater and watch that movie because I was like, is this gonna fuck up how I feel about Mr. Rogers?
Yeah.
And it was the opposite, and I was just like, I cried like 4 or 5 times. I'm like literally weeping up right now because like the Mr. Rogers one, like I can't watch it again because like there's probably, if they need to make someone modern day into a saint, it's Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
Like you're just like, Jesus Christ, you know. And then you're like, wait a minute, that one lady was like a puppet of his drunk aunt.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, fair enough.
The George Carlin.
Mr. Fairchild. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We all had that person.
Yeah.
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 Meow, 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 King Friday. That's a good one.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I love that so much.
Little tiger.
Someone goes, there's only 9 leprechauns.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Torres, I love
The George Carlin duck kills me. I've seen
yeah.
it like 7 million
It's good,
times
yeah,
because
it's
it's
good
so
too.
good. But like so many times I was like, oh my God, I didn't know he struggled so much.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I probably do want this.
Who was
you
it? Bill Burr, where they were like, he's like, we were gonna go see him, and we were like making a joke out of it, like this
Yeah.
old comedian that's way over his prime,
know? Yeah.
and he goes, then we go in, and he just like smokes us,
Just
like,
fully.
Yeah.
yeah. And I was like, God damn, yeah, because I just remember as a kid, my mom loved him,
Yeah.
so we watched George Carlin like every time he had a, I was like, little kid, and he says fuck like crazy, and I'm like, oh, whatever. So good, but
That's where I learned to cuss.
But the Jim Henson one, man, I'm gonna need to watch that with some people because that's gonna be.
You can do like a full showing of it.
Oh my
That'd
god!
be fun.
It,
Are you
know-
tearing up right now?
Oh, I am, dude.
I love.
You got to see the
Muppets.
trailer, dude. It is like in the background they have Kermit singing the Rainbow Connection.
Oh
and it's,
my God, the
and it's-
lovers, the dreamers, and me, and then it's like available only on Disney Plus.
Oh, and I'm
You're
like,
like,
Have you
Should I go home and watch this after the show?
it's not out.
available
Not
yet.
Not out
Not
yet?
out yet.
No.
Yeah.
For the trailer, at least, I guess.
Yeah.
We're doing marketing for them right
Yeah.
now
Oh, wow.
because we're like, this documentary is gonna be crazy.
Well, and it's like when I went to see the exhibit, I saw it right before the
the-
shutdown, and it
at
was
the
here.
Albuquerque Museum?
Yeah. And all these people had brought their kids, and the kids are just running around, and they're not paying any attention to anything. And then they had this room, and they had a movie, and it was like some behind the scenes stuff. And kids would run in and sit down, and they would like get impatient and get off and run, and then the parents had to go with them. And then I was like sitting there, and I was like, wait a minute. This isn't for kids.
Yeah.
We're the this is for us because
Yeah.
we grew up with this.
Yeah.
Like I don't even know if there is anything Muppets right now.
There is.
Bluey?
What's this?
Bluey?
Bluey,
I don't know.
Bluey
if
is not like
Not Muppet.
Jim Henson.
Yeah.
Not Muppet property, but like level
It has the
of
feeling of
fervor.
Yeah.
like
But
a-
I just remember walking around the corner and I was like, oh my god, there's Scooter.
oh
Yeah.
You know, and
Is Scooter your favorite one?
no, gosh, I'm trying to think who would be. I mean, Gonzo is up there.
I love Gonzo.
I love Gonzo, Muppet Babies Gonzo.
Yeah.
Like, he's truly like one of my favorite. But it's like it's so different than grown up Gonzo. But then I
Yeah.
also really love Charles Dickens Gonzo.
Oh,
I
Like,
do
like the way that
too.
he is specifically in that movie. And so,
I show my kids the Muppet Christmas Carol every year.
Oh wow.
And like Disney Plus is really, I think, resurrected. Like if you're the right kind of parents, your kids will be exposed to the Muppets.
Right.
My
right.
kids love the Muppets.
Well,
but
they've even taken down the Muppets ride at like Disneyland.
I know
It's
the
gone.
Muppets Vision 3D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's sad. So all that stuff's like sad, but it's like that's our time. Well, what was I going to say? Oh, so as an adult, the thing that I never thought of as a kid that is really fucking odd is that they did Muppet Babies. Like they made a cartoon.
Yeah.
Like why did they make a cartoon? They
I
had
love
Muppets.
that cartoon, though.
But I
It's
know
great.
I hear what you're saying. But like in theory, you're like, wait a minute. The whole idea is these are puppets. And like they did the Muppet Babies, they did a cartoon Fraggle Rock, and I'm like, you have the puppets.
well,
like, why
Fraggle
did
Rock
you know?
had puppets.
No, but they made a cartoon one.
Oh,
yeah,
Yeah.
they sure did.
Yeah.
that's weird.
And I'm just like, and in retrospect, I'm like, why did they make a cartoon? That's weird, right?
Well, at the time, there's a whole documentary on YouTube, but I
can tell you.
I'm the kind of person who like just like spends hours on YouTube
yeah.
looking
Oh, yeah,
people like do like the like.
You ever watch
deepest-
Defunct Land?
Oh, I watched Defunct Land every
my
time
God.
a new one comes out, and it'll be like
no.
2 hours long, and I'm like, well, this is it for us. I don't
Yeah.
know. I need to know 2 hours about this trash can that's outside of the haunted mansion.
Right. I need to know why they shut this ride down at Six Flags. I need to know why.
Exactly. This is it for me.
I like watching the abandoned buildings
Oh.
YouTube.
Yeah.
I go down that rabbit hole so often. Another thing that was Jim Henson that I didn't realize. So during COVID, I got really into Saturday Night Like we started
yeah.
Saturday
Yes.
Night Live
from the
at the
beginning. Oof.
and there's
Right.
these puppets, and it was so weird because I vaguely remembered them, and I think my dad
Oh, yeah.
watched them or something. But I was like, oh, I didn't realize Jim Henson was like part of this too.
Right. And then Rolf was the first Muppet.
He was the very first one.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
he was
He
at
was-
the wedding
Oh, wow.
exhibit,
Oh yeah, that was the thing. Yeah.
and we had a friend. We had very good friends that like you could tell who was
Emily went
divided
there.
in.
Yeah, we're also at the wedding with us.
Yeah. So Chris Calogero was like, they're the people who do.
I love
one-liner.
Emily so much.
And
So, but like he was like,
oh my gosh, they have Rolf.
they have a real.
And Emily goes up and she goes, "What's Ralph?" And we were like, and Chris's heart just like broke, you know. But then they figured it out. But
Yeah. one partner who hates the Muppets or doesn't care about them.
Oh my
Like
God.
one person
Yeah.
who's just like absolutely.
I had to
couldn't do
introduce
it.
Hamster to the Muppets because he wasn't like a Muppet person.
What?
He didn't hate them. He just had never really.
Yeah.
He didn't
saw
watch a lot of things.
All
when
the
he was a
original
kid.
movies in the theater.
Yeah, I didn't get to watch them in the theater, but I
man.
was obsessed with them. So Fozzie Bear has been
Yeah.
my favorite Muppet since I can remember.
Yeah,
I
that
just
tracks.
love
Did you have the
him.
McDonald's like
Yes.
the Christmas one? I loved.
I
those
have it
so much.
still.
Oh,
have you told Holly your Fuzzy Bear joke?
oh. I have a joke right now that's like Fozzie Bear the morning after.
Oh wow.
He has to do the waka 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 shame.
Jesus.
As a matter of fact, so this is like my cutest Muppet story. My first year anniversary of doing comedy, Kurt Fletcher got me a print, like a painted print of all the Muppets.
Oh my God.
And gave it to me, and I still have it. And then I got all these when the Howdy Doody.
That's too old for me. I don't know that one.
Yeah, I didn't
Oh,
grow
you
up
don't
with
know? How, like even like marionette puppets in general.
Yeah.
Because like Team America.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That was a genius movie.
I loved it. What was I saying?
that. What's
Oh,
the
sorry.
the
Got the-
underrated Jim Henson production? Farscape.
Farscape.
Oh, yeah.
You beat me to it. I was waiting for her to finish the story.
Yeah. But you were talking about like so Kurt made you this print.
Oh well, he didn't make. He bought it, but it was
Him being
around the time that Disney had come out with the like it was the Muppets, but it was like The Office,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
and it
The
wasn't
Muppets.
as popular as it should have been because it was actually really funny.
Yeah.
But I went to Toys R Us, which was still a thing, and bought all the. They had like action figures of all the Muppets, and they were amazing, and those are like my prized possessions.
Oh wow.
And this is how I discovered Hamster knew nothing about the Muppets.
Oh,
He was like, "Who's that?" And I was like, "That's Fozzie Bear."
what the fuck?
And he's like,
Full what's Ralph?
And I was like, "What do you mean? Who is that? That's he's the He's like, "Why does he have a rubber chicken?" And I'm like, "Oh my god, I have to show you the Muppets like now."
Because
Wow.
if it was a real one, Gonzo would be married to
Right.
it.
Yes, Carmela.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I also liked Dr. Teeth in the Electric
Oh,
Man.
for sure.
I thought
Yeah.
they were the shit.
That's why Janice is like so special.
and then I haven't watched it. They had a show on. That was like the
Yes.
newest thing, and then it failed and it got canceled.
Yeah.
So
people said it was brilliant though. Like
I
when you
know.
watch it, it's
Yeah.
like a good one.
I'm a big animal fan.
Oh,
And,
I love animals.
As an ADHD kid, I was like, animal, yes, 100%.
Hey, Animal, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
Sure.
well, and like I remember like originally when Disney bought the Muppets, I was very upset about it, and I was like, they buy everything, they ruin everything, and then come to find out, like watching some of the documentary stuff, he asked them to buy it.
Yeah.
He said he and this is before he even got sick and died, like
Oh,
you know
yeah.
all that. He was like, I want my legacy to go on. He's like, what? So then I was like, okay, I'm cool with it. You know,
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
nice.
you have my permission, Jim Henson.
Somebody asked me one time, like, which Muppet, because they were like, "Oh, you like the Muppets? Which
Oh, man.
Muppets would be your kids?"
Oh.
And I thought it was gonna be hard. So I would say Danny is like animal in a lot of ways.
Okay.
Because she also is ADHD, and she's just everybody thinks she's very calm, but she is not. And then Ian would be Gonzo, 110%.
I love that.
All the way down to he loves chickens. So, and if he could shoot himself out of a cannon, he 110% would. But Danny would be like a mix of animal and Kermit the Frog.
Yeah.
I also like
She
Grover. Grover
oh.
was great.
Man.
Hamster hates
Super
Grover.
Grover.
But you have to, yeah, I mean, then when you bring in the whole Sesame Street.
Oh god.
Oh,
Yeah.
that counts.
They count
Well,
forever.
you are also, you got like a big count vibe.
Yeah, they count.
I'm very much liked vampires growing up.
Can we talk
Yeah,
about
as you should.
Elmo recently? Because
I don't.
Oh,
Yeah.
the whole
moly.
like, how's everyone doing?
oh my
And
god,
then everyone being like,
that killed me. But when Ian was born, I realized how much Elmo there is now,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's really cool. Like he has a late night talk show,
He does.
Yep.
So cute.
and it's adorable. And then they really gave some depth to Elmo, where he now has a toad. And I freaking love
Really?
it. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
His friend has a rock.
Oh, Rocco.
Rocco.
We're talking about Rocco right now.
And you should really look up those videos,
Okay.
Chris, because he hates Rocco like irrational, like unbelievably
Really?
so.
Because Zoe prioritizes Rocco over Elmo, and Rocco's just a rock.
And he's like, "This isn't."
And asks for Elmo to treat Rocco like it's a regular person.
Yeah.
It's literally-
And I watched a whole like YouTube thing about one of Elmo's writers because they were like, "Why did you make Elmo hate Rocco so much?" And they did it literally so that kids understand that it's okay, one, to not agree with your friends, two, to express that you're unhappy about something, and three, lamb chop. I loved lamb chop.
Oh yeah,
Sherry Lewis.
oh,
the song is going through my head right
It's
now.
okay to disagree with your friends.
Yes, it's okay to express feelings, but it's also okay for your friends to be different from you.
Yeah.
And they said that they wanted to give that depth to Elmo because Elmo was always so happy all the time, and that's not healthy. And I was like, wow, that's crazy that they think about that stuff. But also, lamb chop. Speaking of TikTok and lamb chop, what was her name?
Sherry.
Sherry Lewis.
Sherry Lewis.
Her daughter is on TikTok.
Yeah.
And she looks
Yeah.
exactly like
And
her.
she's picked up the lamb chop
Yes.
torch and is carrying it, which is
amazing.
so amazing.
That is cool.
And she sounds exactly like her.
It's so
Aw.
cute.
I will watch. Like, there is you can watch Sherry Lewis like auditioning. I think even for like the Tonight Show. Or
Oh,
something.
wow.
Like, in the 50s, it's like black and white, like for like Steve Allen's Tonight Show.
Oh wow.
really
And
cool.
she's doing like a whole thing, and it's on YouTube, and you can watch it in its entirety. And it's one of my favorite things to watch. She, like Carol Burnett, is one of those ones that I'm like, oof, like
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
fully inspired everything about me. And she is like the way she treats Lamb Chop as a character, and Charlie Horse, and
Yes.
Hush Puppy, and
Hush
like all of
Puppy,
them, like she's like sardonic with them, and like it makes them like do cool things other than just kind of be like talk with each other, like
Two
whatever.
of them are named after food.
Yeah.
I was like,
Who's the girl that
Okay.
you watch that does the monkey?
Oh, there's that she's a British comedian now, and she's got like a monkey that has like a plastic face, and it can only move so much.
Oh, okay.
And
I've
she
seen
does
that.
like
Her
she's-
YouTube video, her videos are wild.
She's great.
She has more than a monkey though. She has different ones.
She's a couple different ones, but
Yeah.
she's not like that little girl who has like the lamb that she makes sing and like all that stuff. Yeah, see, yeah, for sure. I mean,
That
it's
is nice.
it's so cool to see
Yeah.
those recent videos. It's cool to see the ones from way long ago.
Yeah.
This is one of my weird hyperfixations.
I
I'm
love
glad we
it.
like tapped into it.
Well, and then
I
there's like,
love it.
and then they like, I think I saw something where they were talking about how many different lamb chops there's been. There's like, there's like the most recent, because like they have like the original one, and then there's like several of them because you
Yeah.
know they wear out. You know,
We got our kitty when we got our new kitty. We got her a little lamb
baby
chop.
lamb chop.
Like, but she,
My dog always has a lamb chop. He loves his
her little
lamb chop.
eyes are so cute. Her little she's lamb chop as a character should just like.
yeah.
Live on forever.
See, and that's like, yeah, that's all that. And see, that's the thing that's great about YouTube is like you can go back and find all that stuff and watch it, and you're like, holy shit! Like somebody posted the other day, just literally like 2 hours of movies that played on HBO all the time, and then like had the HBO like opening where they fly through the city.
The real, like the old one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just remember watching that and then watching the making of it. And I would be like, oh wow. And like then they showed all these, like they just showed like the trailers, but they had them like back to back, like 20 of them of movies that like were on HBO in the 80s like constantly. And I was like
The Abyss.
Well, but it was like more of the like movies that weren't mainstream. And I was like, I remember that one. Molly Ringwald was in that one. You just do all that stuff, and you're like, oh wow. It's kind of crazy to go back and watch, and you forget, and you're like, oh yeah.
There's a joke in the pilot of 30 Rock that I can feel people forgetting.
Yeah.
Is funny. But it is such a funny joke where he's like, Liz Lemon, I want to be on your show, but I want it to be like HBO style content. And then she goes, well, it's not HBO, it's TV. And it's a reversal of what had been after The Sopranos came out, where it's like, it's not TV, it's HBO.
Right.
And so the joke is just like, well, it's not TV. I mean, it's not HBO, it's TV. And they even like take a little extra pause after it because they know that it's like such a killer joke in the pilot. And then now every time I watch it, I'm like, oh, guys, you guys don't even. It's not even now. It's no idea. Max. Like,
That show had some banger jokes.
Oh,
that show is everything.
I think my favorite one. He's all, look at this, Liz Lemon. She's like, yeah, you're coming out of a restaurant. He's like, no, I was moonwalking backwards. And I'm like,
my favorite.
Oh my gosh.
30 Rock episode is when they convince him that he went to space.
Yeah.
And like, it never stops being funny to me. And I have watched that episode. Like, if I'm having a bad day, I will find that episode and just watch it. And I don't remember anything I was in a bad mood about because it's so over the top.
I honestly feel like they don't actually write dialogue for him. They just write their dialogue and he just
they go around him.
He just says things and you're like,
I think that's actually kind of partially true.
The dark side of comedy that is about him.
Oh wow!
It really goes into all of that. Where
really,
like how much he struggled at SNL the first couple seasons, and that Tina Fey really figured out how to like write for him, and then figured out how to like write for him, and then found writers who could write for him at 30 Rock, and like made it like a whole thing where it's just kind of like, well, you just let Tracy be Tracy.
Yeah.
But I love the one where he's just like, hey, Liz Lemon, we're going to go to an animal strip club later. And she's like, are the animals the customers or the animals the strippers? And he's like, animal strippers. He's like, animal customers, that's crazy.
Well, so I have a kind of a weird, like, so I worked at this place that was like they owned a bunch of Chevron stations, right? And my boss was from New York. And, we ended up becoming pretty good friends. We bonded over like pop culture because like I was the only person that, could understand the references he would make. So one day we're talking and he's like, yeah, I was a carpenter in New York. I worked in production. And I was like, oh, really? He's like, yeah, I worked on SNL for 10 years.
Oh, hell yeah.
And I was like, okay.
What a job.
And then he goes, I was a breakaway specialist. And I was like, what does that mean? And he goes, I made things that were you break. They were supposed to be broken.
I was particularly there for Mary Catherine Gallagher.
Actually not.
No.
Chris Farley.
There you go.
Yeah.
He's like, I made the coffee table that Chris Farley went through. And he goes, you would make one for the dress, one for rehearsal, and one just in case. And then so we would talk about a lot of it. And I was like, oh man, so you got to hang out with the cast? And he goes, they wouldn't really hang out with production people. Oh. He's like, they kind of separated themselves, except for. Who were we just talking about?
Tracy Jordan.
Tracy
Morgan.
Yeah, Tracy Morgan.
Tracy Morgan.
He said Tracy Morgan. He said Tracy Morgan did not feel comfortable hanging out with the rest of the cast.
No.
He felt more comfortable hanging out with all the blue collar worker people, and he would just go hang out with them and buy them food and like do all kinds of shit. He said he was really cool. And I was kind of like, oh, that's interesting. That's an interesting story. But then the more you hear about him, the more you're like, okay, that tracks.
Yeah.
The dark side of comedy about him, like he very specifically talks about like really like Chris Kattan and Sherry O'Terra were mean to him.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then like none of the writers knew because they already had Tim Meadows and Tim Meadows had been there for a little bit and then they didn't really know like two black guys. What are we gonna do?
Right.
And then, but then you also see in the episode like. He was already on like BT a whole bunch or MTV a whole bunch, like doing comedy, like stand-up comedy. Like he would show up and do like roast battles and stuff, like or be a character or like do a thing. He was already really established on TV before he got hired onto SNL.
Right.
And so he was kind of shocked that they were like, not treating him like he had already had a career.
Right.
Well, and then like they were mean to him,
Yeah.
and then now he kind of like he goes at it now.
Yeah.
He's like, where are they now?
My favorite, Tracy Morgan. Tracy Morgan? Yeah. Tracy Morgan. I always want
I
to call him
know.
Tracy Jordan because
Yeah, I messed up.
oh my gosh. But my favorite moment was the 40th anniversary of Saturday
Oh,
Night Live.
yeah.
And we weren't sure if he was going to make it because he had just gotten in this like really
yeah.
bad accident.
The Walmart truck.
And yes, that really changed his life.
In a lot of ways.
And he's like, I own Walmart now. But when he walked out on stage, like I think it was Tina Fey was there and somebody, and I was like, if Tracy Morgan doesn't walk out right now, he's not going to come. Yeah. And when he walked out, I cried.
Aw.
The most tears I have ever cried for like a comedy thing ever.
Yeah.
Because it was just like a huge moment. And then he came out with a comedy special, and holy moly, I haven't laughed that hard in a long time.
Did you see his comedians in cars getting coffee?
Yes.
When they drive up to his house, and Jerry Seinfeld's like, "Wow," and he's like, "Walmart." I was like, "My God."
He always mentions Walmart, and I love it.
There's that episode where like he and Sherry, his wife, like are kind of estranged.
Yeah.
And he's like, Kenneth, take my car, put the crib in the GPS because we live on the Crib Avenue. Like just little jokes like that.
They
It's
were
just
just
so funny.
fantastic. Yeah.
I love
loved
that
yeah.
show.
So good.
Speaking of Muppets, I love when they like look at everything through Kenneth's
Oh,
eyes.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
And then Liz Lemon is like,
The Kenneth character, in the long run, the Kenneth character is amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so good.
No, Jacob, not now.
that
Who told you
episode.
how old I was? Who told you I could live forever?
That episode where like Jack is obsessed with beating him at poker.
Yes, yes.
Third episode in the series.
Well-
It's like the best episode.
And
So good.
they called back to it in the last episode.
Yes.
That exact
Yeah.
one, because he's like she's all says something to him, and he goes, really, Lemon? She goes, someday we'll either all work for him or die by his hand.
Yeah.
and that actually comes like they all work for him at the end.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's so funny because like that episode is so funny when he's just like licking the cheese off the Doritos.
Yeah.
Just, like, little things in it where he's just like,
I love that stuff.
and then he's like it's like extrovert, intuitive, and aggressive. It's like his
Yeah.
Myers-Briggs.
Yeah.
I think that's just so funny.
That's so good.
Liz Lemon and I are kind of the same person in a lot of ways. Like, I love Liz Lemon, but Crystal and I were watching it for the first time, like later on or whatever. And there's an episode where she's eating her night cheese.
Oh, you're working
On
on
my
my night cheese.
And Crystal looked at me, and I was literally wearing the same
blanket.
Yes. And because my parents one year and like my whole family each got me one, a Snuggie. And so I have like 7 Snuggies.
Oh, wow.
But I have to eat cheese at night or I can't sleep. And everybody
What?
called it my night cheese. And then we saw the episode and Crystal was like, oh
Night
my
cheese.
God. She even has night cheese, Holly.
I like the one where she's like going through puberty. She's like roller skating through the house,
Yeah.
and the poster falls on it.
All of it's so funny.
It's so good.
I'm going to go home and
All right.
watch that show
You
tonight.
guys, watch 30 Rock. I think it's on Peacock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna get out of here. Let you guys get doing whatever you're doing.
Also watch Girls Five Eva.
Oh yeah, Girls Five Eva.
I haven't watched it.
I talked about
Yeah.
that last week on the show.
So good.
All right.
So damn good.
That's
so
2
good.
people, so now I gotta watch it. All right.
3.
What are you waiting? 5.
I'm gonna watch some Muppets tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Dude, just stay up all night. Who cares if you have to go to work tomorrow? Watch
Quit your job.
Girls 5 Eva,
Girls Five Eva
30
is the
Rock.
quickest watch too. Like you can get through all 3 seasons so fast.
There's
Yeah.
3 seasons
Yeah.
of Girls 5
But
Eva.
the first
Yeah.
one is the pilot is unbelievable, and then like it gets to the first season and it's great. The second season kind of iffy
little
because
slow.
they knew
Yeah.
Peacock wasn't going to keep them going.
Yeah.
Oh.
Then they got moved to Netflix,
Way better.
and this third season
Yeah.
has so much more money behind it, great
Oh.
writers,
Yeah.
and it is a fantastic season of television.
It's so good.
And so if you watch all the way through it,
Okay.
it is it's the best.
Let's check it out.
What they do with Wiki as a character is always so funny.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, now I'm sold.
And
Holly,
they make
Holly said, and I was like, eh.
They make Sarah Bareilles write like a Sarah Bareilles style song.
Yes.
But it's like a joke about how all of her songs are. And it's really
It's
funny.
so funny. Yeah,
Anyway.
Okay. So buy your tickets for Dry Heat Comedy this weekend.
sure. And
Saturday.
or watch Girls Five Eva. Honestly, for my birthday, which is on Sunday,
Yeah.
just watch Girls Five Eva. It's
Oh,
Cinco de
nice.
Mayo. It's Cinco girls. Cinco de.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Oh, what are we gonna do? Anything special for next Sunday's show? Cinco de
Is
Mayo.
it Cinco de Mayo? We're gonna watch Girls Five Eva and only talk about.
I mean, for
Yeah,
the
there's a
podcast.
5 in
It'll be
there.
May
Yeah.
5 Eva.
Girls Cinco Eva.
For the podcast, are we gonna do anything?
Oh, well, yeah, that's what I was saying.
It's a breakdown of
All right.
your favorite episodes of all 3 seasons of Girls
So
Five
I've
Eva.
got-
That's what Sarah
I don't
wanted
have
for her
either of
birthday.
It's on
those.
my Amazon wish
I
list.
don't have that.
I don't have Peacock. I don't have Netflix. I'm like, I don't know how I'm supposed to watch this
I've got to
show.
burn through this now. Yeah.
I can
I'm
give
just
you
kidding.
our login.
All right. Yeah. So go check that out. The end of May, the 24th, I'll be in Houston for Comic Palooza. Come out and watch our panel and give us lots of money. Just hand it to us. You know, why not?
You know what? While we're at it, just like send the podcast lots of money.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we'll give it to Sarah for her birthday.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
See?
I mean, we'll give her the 10%. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
That we're legally,
No. It's the 5th, so you can do Cinco.
Only 5%. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds nice. And then Holly, what do you got coming up?
I will be headlining at Hollow Spirits in June. And I'll be here every Sunday.
We'll see.
And then
I'm kidding.
Whoa.
I'm kidding.
And then Mother's Day is coming up.
Oh yeah. I guess you'll want that off.
I mean,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
let's see
He's
how
practicing.
well behaved my children are that day.
Oh,
You know
that's
what I
true.
mean?
Tina Fey's birthday. the
Well, that's
12th.
not your children's day. That's your day.
Tell that to my children.
Just sell them.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's not how it works. Like on Mother's Day, like I call my mom up and I'm like, "Do you want to like do my laundry
Hey,
or
you
cook
know
my
what?
food?"
Here's an idea. The city wants more families downtown. Just come drop them off.
Yeah. Just tell Ian that vampires sleep during the day. All day.
Yeah, but no.
That's a mom hack.
Nope. Because then he'll be up all night.
He already is.
All right.
And
Like Joe Bob Briggs.
Yeah, exactly.
worst comes to worst, you don't have to share anything garlic with him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Right?
that's true. Can't have this pizza.
Can't
with
have
There's
it.
Bill Rice. He has to count all
Don't
of it.
have to worry about
That's a lesser known
reflections,
thing about vampires. That's
photos.
Mirrors.
Can't take him over the river.
Yeah,
No,
that's
no.
also a thing about vampires.
They can't go over a river?
No,
Yeah,
Not
no.
a
like
moving
bodies of
body
waters.
Water, yeah.
I did not. How do they? What?
Yeah.
How do they?
Yeah.
How do they come to the United States? I don't know.
Well,
This-
have you read that book?
Yeah.
Which one?
Dracula.
Yeah.
He actually he brings a piece of his own, like where he grew
Yeah,
up
he-
with him.
he's got
and
his
he
own
has to
dirt
sleep
with
in
him.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Boxes
understand.
and boxes of dirt.
Yeah, I don't understand why he wouldn't just order like a dam to be built. Dam the river.
Oh.
Then you can
The
go.
ocean. We're talking the ocean, though. He needs
Yeah,
to-
he had to cross
The ocean. Yeah. You gotta have
The
the yeah.
ocean.
How'd
It's a
the
time.
Cullens get over here?
Glitter power.
Did you
Glitter.
do you ever watch? Do you watch What We Do in the Shadows?
Oh
Yes.
yes.
I love the one where they have to go in front of the vampire council and it's like all the vampires from different like things, and then
every vampire movie.
and they have Blade on Skype
Yeah.
and it's got a bad connection. Whoa,
Sorry.
it's all right.
Sorry.
All right, we're gonna get out of here. I want to thank Sarah and Kelly for coming on. Thank you for the whole weekend, man. It was great.
Yeah.
Mark Maron.
Thanks for having us.
So you guys missed out on Mark Maron. You guys have missed out on Jim Jeffries. So go to Dry Heat Comedy, man.
Don't miss it. And also, just not for nothing, we have a lot of really great comedians
Yeah.
that are local. So even if Mark Maron isn't there, you're
Yeah.
gonna see some
I
really
mean,
fucking
Josh Fournier
hilarious.
smoked it that
Oh
one night.
man.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Trip and Steph. both
And
really
And
good.
Trip.
Josh Fournier is just about to be on the Netflix as a Joke festival
Oh, wow.
in LA, and so like everybody who's doing stuff here who is like working hard and coming up are truly coming up and doing amazing
Yeah.
things. And so
Yeah.
like you need to come out and see them and support them now so that you can say later on like, oh, these my man. Like when you're an
Yeah.
Uber driver 20 years from now, you'd be like, I used to go to Dry Heat all the time and I saw my friend that like do the thing and now he's like really famous. Like you can like everybody does, see
Yeah.
that
Including Sarah, though she'd never
Oh, right.
say so.
No.
Sarah is my favorite comedian
Me too.
of all time.
Sarah
They
Bareilles
need-
from
No.
Girls Five Eva.
They
Sarah
need to make
Kennedy.
a Sarah Kennedy Muppet.
That'd
Yeah.
be so great.
Right.
It's Kermit.
Yeah, it's just Kermit, really.
All right. We're going to get out of here. Thank you guys. With that,
We
are
are
10 drink minimum.
Um,